she's wearing a baseball cap. Now, unless your father owns New Era, there's no logical reason for a female to wear a baseball cap unless she's trying to conceal her hair. And that would only be the case if she has not prepared herself before going outside. And then number two, this girl can't have been caught off guard because she's filming herself, which just lets you know the low standards she has for herself and the low way that she carries herself. These are important foundational things that we must consider as we lead into this conversation. And do know that they say don't judge a book by a look. Actually, I say that because it's player. Other people say don't judge a book by its cover. But I say don't judge a book by its look. But at the end of the day, the cover does give you some indication of what's on the inside. You'd be a fool to not to take that into consideration. You'd be an absolute fool to look at someone's clothing, their garb, how they're wearing, their culture, their manner, their movement, and not to consider that as a representation of who they are and what they've chosen to represent. You'd be a fool. Fool. Don't be no fool. Anyways. Carrying on. Let's listen to this ratchet woman who's sitting inside of her car with a hat on and her cleavage exposed and her lips greased up. Men are simple and linear and rational. You see, once you introduce broads into the situation, then you're going to have complexity added. I was just observing some of the cultural practices in the West, these goofy things like you got the maternity pictures, you got the baby shower, you got the gender reveal party, you got the wedding, you got the honeymoon. How many dudes do you think were the thought leaders behind those brilliant wastes of time? No dude thought of that. That's all broads. That has broad written all over it because women are narcissists. Yes, the human female, deeply narcissistic. Males start off as narcissists, and then we realize nobody cares. And then we start to, look out and we can see the world beyond our nose. But women remain narcissists, and that narcissism is largely based on their wiring and the behavior of simps. Come on now, work with me. So the broads find all of these ways to celebrate the self. What do they start with? My birthday. They love birthdays, don't they? Because you get to celebrate them even though they're mediocre. Then the broad gets pregnant by a dude. Then they're going to have a baby shower. Dude ain't even there. Shorty's already a single mom. How you become a single mom before birth? That's insanity. Like you are truly a disobedient goofball broad, and being a single mother is in your heart. That's what you were meant to be. There are no accidents on this planet Earth. You hear me? How you a single mother at your own baby shower? You are dirt trash, and the reason for that is you are not obedient. And if you were obedient, then you'd be a woman. You'd be a lady instead of a dumb bitch. Okay? So the broad has the baby shower to celebrate her again, to get free stuff from the people around her. Then she has a gender reveal party because that's fascinating and we need to celebrate and have a party for it and spend money. Fascinating. Then the next piece is the wedding. Let's spend all of our savings so that we now have less money to start our new life, so we can ensure that we start our new life with crippling debt. And while we're managing the debt from the wedding, let's schedule a honeymoon that we for sure can't afford so that we can go and take photos that are largely just so that she can floss on her homegirls, because you, my boy, would have been happy just being at the house. Because here's the thing, you've been with Shorty for 6 years anyways. What's all the celebration about? The only thing that's changing is your legal obligation. Talk to me. Hold on one second, Quet. The game is too good. Keep going. Keep going. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, dig this. Well, why do we need to get married, ladies and saints? Why do we need to go before the laws and the courts? Why do we need to do that? We've been together 6 years. I already been smashing. You already got a kid. So why do we need to go before the courts? It's because she's not marrying you. She's marrying the government. It's because she doesn't trust your word and your leadership as a man. She needs to have the government seal of approval. That's why. Come on now. Come on now. Hallelujah. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. The game is vested in me. The game is vested in me. Come on now. Yeah, we're going to talk about it, but y'all about to get this work tonight. Shout out to Mr. Chima supporting the work. Y'all going to get this work tonight. If you want it, y'all going to get this work tonight. McDonald's via PayPal. Shout out to Mr. Mena supporting the work. May also acknowledge Mr. Naeem writes, got the black box a few days ago. I'm 6 chapters in. I can see how this book is about the reader. The black box in chapter 5 was beyond deep. I plan on reading a chapter a day, and I'm looking forward to delving deeper into this book. Peace to the Saints. I appreciate you for sharing that, because now everyone else knows how real it is. Damn near 600 reviews, all 5-star. You can get it on Amazon. Type in the black box, Marquett Burton. It reads like a movie, because I lived it like a movie. But as he said, it's actually about you. It's a book to motivate you. It's a book to say, what are you doing that has meaning? Shout out to Carter, comes in by Venmo, writes, peace to the Saints. It's been over 2 months since YouTube has notified me of your live streams. Even if I hit the bell, it will not notify me of an upcoming live stream. Yes, indeed. That's why I tell you all, appreciate me while I'm here. And that's why I'm creating the Training and Event Center. It's linked below in the description. You can use that to support the Training and Event Center, because it would be a foolish thing for me to say, okay, I'm going to go on to Twitter. I'm going to go onto all these other platforms that are controlled by liars, simps, beta males, leftists, Zionists. That's not going to benefit me. Eventually, they will run me off because they hate the sword of the truth. That is why I'm creating this, so that you all have a place to gather. You have a place to gather. I have a place to gather. You all can come and have a place to gather, but more importantly, to learn. I don't just talk about these scallywags, and I truly do despise them, but we're creating a wife school to correct the things in them that are detrimental to them, to the men, and to the families. That is the children. So we're not just talking about it. We're actually walking the walk, and we have a track record of that. So do support it. If you haven't supported, know that if everyone gave $10, we'd already be at our goal, because this is to create a homeland for you. This is to invest in the future and our present for our men, our women, and our children. Yes, sir. Shout out to Russ supporting the work. Appreciate you. Shout out to all the real ones. As we say within this thing of ours, show love to those who show love to you. Show love to those who show love to you. Let's work. So we got this bedwench here. And the important thing to understand is it might appear that we're talking about black women. What we're really just talking about are females. We're talking about females here. And the truth of the human female is that, obviously there's levels to things. There's levels to quality. And look at this character. What can I do to join this live? Bro, why? Why do you want to join the live? Stop being a broad. Why are you seeking attention? This ain't what you want, bruh. Like, goddamn, go become somebody. This ball right here. Bro's name is Olatunde. Olatunde Baba. Olatunde. Let's get this African rascal on here. Olatunde, I'm about to bring you on, bro, because you want some attention. We're going to give you some attention. There's nothing I despise worse than an attention-seeking male. You see, it used to be that men sought attention, but it was based on glory. Glory! For example, these boxing trunks right there, you know those beautiful white ones? Yes. My assistant was able to custom order those for me. Yeah, beautiful. And then I remember after the boxing match, they had blood all over them. My enemy's blood. Blood of the man who's, I punched the blood out of his mouth and nose. Glory. That's how you get attention. Glory. You earn something. You display a skill or a talent. That's manly. You rascals want attention for no reason. You're effeminate. You're childish. You disgust me. Dirty rascals. Look at bro over here like it's Bada. No, here's the thing. Check this out. It doesn't matter what your name is. Go become somebody first. Act like a man. That's why the revolution has to pop off. We're going to pop off the revolution. We're going to crush the current government. We're going to rebuild a government much smaller, and we're going to yield power back to humankind so men can regulate their families and so that the tribes can regulate their communities. Are you that Olatunde guy?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. All right. So do you realize that you're an attention-seeking, effeminate male? Like, we can have an intervention. We can heal you right now. Do you realize you're an attention-seeking, effeminate male?
You're entitled to your own opinion.
No, I'm asking you. I'm not asking you if it's my opinion. I'm asking, do you realize you are an attention-seeking, effeminate male?
I hear you.
I didn't ask if you hear me, goofball. Do you realize? The answer could be no, or it could be yes. That's a good point. So which is it, goofball?
Absolutely no.
Thank you. Now, my African friend, what country are your people from?
From Nigeria.
Nigeria. Why do you come on here for attention? What attention why do you need attention?
Okay. Primarily, I just wanted to get the opportunity to say, for the positive part and the things you contribute to society and men in general, I wanted to say, like, I just wanted to have this conversation with you, like this exchange, to say you're doing an amazing job, regardless of what your
Thank you. But let me hold you there. Thank you. Let me hold you there, though, respectfully.
Okay.
You still are not soaking up my teachings, because I teach masculinity. I teach earning. You may not be in a position to talk to me right now, but you try to bully your way on here. You disrespect thousands of people watching this video. Did they watch the video to see you? I'm asking, did they watch the video to see you?
No.
Here's the kicker. Here's the crazy thing. Did they watch the video to see me?
Absolutely.
No, they didn't. You see, I'm not even arrogant enough to think people are watching the video to see me. No, they're watching the video to see what I can teach them, to see what I can inform them on.
Okay.
As men, we don't have inherent value. It's what can you do? Can you rap? Can you dance? Can you sing? Can you invent something? Can you run a football 100 yards without being touched? Can you be a mechanic? Can you be a lawyer? Can you be a doctor? Damn near nobody in that live chat gives a about me. They care that I have serious amounts of knowledge and insights, and I'm highly articulate. It's what I can do. But if I got into a car accident tomorrow and my vocal cords got damaged and my face was not presentable, they wouldn't want to hear from me anymore. If I wasn't highly successful in business, they wouldn't want to hear from me anymore. The name Marquettdavon Burton would lose all meaning. No one's here just to hear from me. They're here to benefit themselves. They want to be entertained. They want to be edified. They're here for themselves. That's human nature.
Absolutely. And I'm one of them. I'm absolutely one of them. And I'm only, the thing is, I really didn't think this would happen. I was just trying my luck. Because like I said, I get inspired by brains like you, like people that are smart in their heads, not, out of the body and all that. And for me, you're like an amazing hero to a lot of men out there. And I just, I picture saying thank you for the amount of job you've put in. I've pictured that repeatedly. Just say thank you in person, not. I mean, I
hear you.
Said,
give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying. And this happens so much. And I'm not saying I'm not thankful. I'm very thankful. I'm honored. I feel privileged. Not to say I haven't earned everything I have in life. But what I want you all to understand is, men, certain things you have to earn. You guys want things before the proper season. There's people I want to meet that I have to earn my way to meet because they're too far up. Do I want to meet the head of state of Russia? Absolutely. Do I want to meet the head of state of Israel? Absolutely. Do I want to meet the head of state of fill in the blank? Absolutely. But I'm not going to go show up to a press conference and then start trolling and bully my way into getting attention so that I can make their acquaintance. I'm sure I could find a way to weasel my way in, but I'd rather earn my way in. It's not manly. You have to earn it. You need to wait. For example, somebody asked me, Marquett, can you lower the price of one of your courses because I want to take it? I say, no, You need to earn the freaking money. And when you've earned the money and you can afford it, that's when you've earned it. That's when the course will be valuable to you. The course ain't even valuable to you at the current level you're at. So the question is, why the hell are you bullying your way on to say thank you when you could have been successful in life? You could have earned the money, showed up to one of my conferences. You could have waited till I showed up in Lagos or in Abuja. There's so many things you could have done that would respect all the damn people on the live stream. No one wanted to hear from you. You bullied your way in to steal attention. It's not about giving me my respect. It's about you making it about you and what you want to do. This is not about what you want to do. It's not even about what I want to do. I'm here serving a public on what they want to hear about. If it was up to me, do you think I would be talking about some dirty black broad right now who doesn't have the respect for her husband? Hell nah. If it was up to me, I'd be talking about financial literacy right now. That's what I'll be talking about. That's financial literacy right this moment. I'll be talking about the allocations of your budget right this moment. I'll be talking about how to save money. I'll be talking about good physical health and dietary choices. I'll be talking about why the hell do women not know about gardening and growing fresh fruits? But nobody cares. So I try to come on and find a middle ground. And then you come on here off some BS, you're immature. I respect you respecting me, and I appreciate that, but this is not about me. It's about you. And it's selfish. Women get to be focused on themselves. Kids get to be focused on themselves. Men are damn near beasts of burden. When they say provide, they ain't saying provide for you. They saying provide for them. You came here about your ego. Do you think I took time out of my great life to with you on the internet?
Absolutely no.
Hell nah. Even when I'm talking about these topics that are largely irrelevant and idiotic, I don't even talk about those topics because I care about those topics. I talk about it so I can sneak in some wisdom and some game. Come on, man. But anyway, since you're here and you've now been yelled at, I've unleashed the goddamn rage of the ancestors on you. You got your 2 minutes to shine. Go ahead. I'm going to be silent. What do you need to say?
Like I said, whatever I said still stands. I give you, the credit that you deserve. Even if I didn't even if I don't give you, you still have it. But I really wanted to. I don't know. I've always wanted to have this conversation with you about Kevin Samuels and what you think about him, and how you think he was kind of like really not the man he portrays himself to be. And in one of what you said before, you said something like, how can a man tell you about business or being a successful man if he's not successful himself? Am I correct? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay, so I'll answer your question now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to answer your question. I'm also going to give you some feedback on your question itself. And the reason I'm going to do that is because, as I often repeat, life, questions are really important because they guide our thinking. Questions guide our thinking. And sometimes people ask the wrong question. Like, for example, you could ask, why am I so poor? Or you could ask, how do I get rich? Questions, the quality of our questions guide our thinking, and it opens up certain outcomes. Number one, Kevin Samuels is now deceased. We all know that. And shout out to Kevin Samuels, because I'm personally proud that he was able to eventually achieve something. So amazing. In as much as, pardon?
I said amazing OG.
Sure, he's an OG for you, but he's the little homie to me. But I'm proud of him that he was able to achieve something for himself. Because you have to remember, when Kevin Samuels was in his 50s and I was in my early 20s, I was way better off to him. So he's the little homie to me. He's an OG to you. Like, he's not an OG to me. Like, where I'm from, if somebody call you an OG, that means you put in work. You hear me? That's mean maybe you did something that they haven't done. He's not done anything I haven't done. You heard me? He was just getting started with life, and then he went out. And that was largely due to bad health habits. The boy drinking Red Bulls like it's like water. What do you see me drinking water? That's it. But anyways, to answer your question, and you have the same question as a multitude of people, because average people are idiots. And so they're going to ask stupid questions. Number one, if I were you, would I be concerned about a dead man? Like, maybe if he's Napoleon Bonaparte, I might be trying to learn something about mentality and ruthlessness. But like Kevin Samuels, like probably not. I'd probably be more concerned with the living and the, me and getting my bag together and maybe getting up out of Nigeria. Me personally, if I was over there.
I don't have to get up out of Nigeria. I've got my life together. I'm very fine, and alhamdulillah to everything I have.
Alhamdulillah. I'm happy to hear
very,
that.
Very good.
I said if I were you, though. If I were you. But anyways,
yeah, but I'm saying I'm sorted.
I hear you. So with regards to your question about Kevin Samuels, you're saying, why did I suggest that he is not the one who should be, y'all are sick out there. I said, why is he the one who should not be speaking about business? Well, the simple reason is that when you hear someone tell you how to do something, namely how to become well off financially, you would hope that it's someone who they themselves are wealthy, they're successful, and most importantly, they have a track. You see, they've done something that they can duplicate for themselves, and because it's almost scientific, they can tell you how to replicate it. In the case with Kevin Samuels, you can see videos online when he's in his early 50s, which is later in life, and he's being hounded by some portly white woman because he didn't pay his portion of the utility bills because he's renting a room in her house, which would otherwise mean that he's in poverty. He had some viral videos and he found a lane on YouTube. Now, me personally, shout out to the streamers, but I don't really find YouTube and like being an influencer, I don't really consider this to be real work. I don't trust it, me personally, which is to say that it's a low value ad for most people. So I wouldn't, if someone's like, hey, Marquett, how do I become successful? I wouldn't say, oh, create a YouTube channel. I was like, hell nah. Like, first create a foundation. You hear me? So that if things go left, then you can do well. The reason you guys haven't seen me do a live stream for a week is because I didn't feel like it. That's why. I didn't feel like it. I didn't have to come on and try to get super chats and donations. It's because I have other things going. You hear me? Matter of fact, I just saw, did a little bit of selling. The stock market is interesting. I still got tens of thousands worth of United Health, and it's still low. But when it goes up, the bag is about to be crazy. But I got a lot of things like that going where I don't have to go live. I actually go live out of sincere interest to spread my movement. And if you track my whole damn history, you'll see I've been consistently driven by ideology. Now, so the question, if you want to learn how to make money, would you want to learn from somebody who's only had money for 2 years and the other 52 years of their life they were living in poverty? No, stupid. Everything indicates, even in popular culture, Malcolm Gladwell says it takes 10 years to become an expert at something. He hasn't even been well off for 10 years. So how can he tell you how to manage money or how to grow money? You guys, you blacks, you guys get overtaken by preachers and by celebrities. You don't know how to focus on experts and people who are actually knowledgeable, wise, experienced, capable men. That's why you guys are easy to scam. You guys are either scammers or you're easy to scam. Well, what's the example? Dr. Umar, scammer. Who's the other guy before that? Jay something. I can't remember his name. He did the Tulsa thing, real estate thing. Scammer. And all these guys keep scamming you guys because you guys lack business savvy, you lack financial literacy, and that's why you're easy to fool. And that's precisely why when I said, hey, I'm not really interested in talking to you or even talking about the BS topic I'm about to talk about, I'd rather teach you guys business fundamentals. I'd rather teach you guys financial literacy because that's what you guys are greatly in need of. And that's why you're here asking me a goofy ass question about somebody who literally is dead, which means they don't matter at all. You hear me? Like my father is dead. My father's dead. He doesn't matter at all. So you're asking questions about silly. Why are you over talking me? I swear, if you were in person over talking me like that, you wouldn't do it. I swear you wouldn't. Don't over talk me like you weren't raised. Were you raised by a man? I'm asking, were you raised by a man?
I was raised by my parents.
Okay, I see right there. There's your issue. You were raised by a woman, clearly. You were raised by a woman because I asked you a question like a man and you're over here playing games. Because what I'm telling you is that you don't overtalk men. Like you would overtalk your father? Were you raised by your father? He start talking and then you take up the conversation? Oh, now he doesn't want to talk. Extraordinary.
Kevin Samuels is not successful or whatever whatever.
That's not what I said. Don't lie. That's not what I said.
Or was a short-term success?
Is that true or false?
Absolutely. But my point now is
your point now. So basically I answered your question to your satisfaction. Now you have a counterpoint.
No, it wasn't.
What is
it wasn't to my satisfaction because
that's because you're effeminate. You're effeminate. You are effeminate.
A lot of sense. I hear you. You made a lot of sense. But the thing is, first of all, Allah is all-knowing, and regardless of wherever you find yourself in life, it's still Alhamdulillah.
Why didn't Allah teach you how to be respectful of other people's time? Why did Allah allow you to exercise the level of narcissism and selfishness to interrupt our live chat with trolling and immaturity and then come on here and make things about yourself? Why didn't Allah teach you that?
You win.
No, it's not about me winning. It's just about the truth, you see. And did Allah teach you that you are an African who is taking on the religion of a different group? What was your religion before Islam? What was the religion of your tribe? What is your tribe?
Islam is my first religion.
What is your tribe? Let's see. And I want everyone to pay attention. And this is why I do the work that I do. I have a 3-sentence Bible. If you like a 3-sentence Quran, be yourself, be good to yourself, be good to good people. Everyone pay attention now. This is important. This is important. This is why I am so dissatisfied with the world. I've had this conversation with many Africans in Africa. Let's have it right now. What is your tribe, young man?
This is important to you.
Silence. What is your tribe? Silence. What is your tribe?
To you, but it's
what is your tribe?
What is your tribe? I joined.
No, young man. What is your tribe? What is your tribe? Are you ashamed?
I'm Yoruba.
Okay, thank you.
I'm blessed.
Thank you. So you said you're Yoruba. I told you. Yeah. Okay, let's have a conversation. You're here. You wanted to be here. You're Yoruba. Now, what was the religion of your tribe before Islam was spread to your tribe? What was the religion of your tribe before that?
It is more of my spirituality, and that's Ifa.
I'm not asking you that, young man.
If
you don't know, just say that, Marquett. I'm Yoruba, but I don't know the history of my own people. I'm Yoruba. I live on the land of my ancestors, but I do not know anything about that which goes back into the soil. Say that, but don't start lying and dodging. So either you give an answer or you admit that you are Yoruba who does not know anything about being Yoruba. And that's okay.
If you listened, you heard what I said. I said,
okay.
It's Ifa.
It's Ifa?
Yeah.
That was the religion of your tribe before Islam?
Yes.
Tell me about Ifa.
That's all I know.
That's all you know?
Mm-hmm.
I want to tell you two things. Number one, it is a great shame upon you and your entire family. Your ancestors probably would cry at this, to know that you are not victim of the transatlantic enslavement, ripped from the earth that you are from, put into a place, held captive hundreds of years, denied language, religion, folkways, mores, taught a new language of your open enemy, forced into a religion that is not your own, made to think that you're inferior. You didn't experience any of that. You are still on the soil where your ancestors were, where the blood is still in the earth. You're standing there and you don't even acknowledge them. You don't know what has come before you. You don't know your own religion. You don't know who you are, young man. You're just a lost. And a lot of you rascals have so much to say about the foundational Black Americans. You say we don't have identity, but you who have the chance to have identity and you still don't even take the chance. Imagine having history and ancestors and culture at your fingertips and you turn your back on it and you take on the religion of those that are not you. You should be ashamed. You shouldn't be here on this live stream wasting everyone's time. You should be deep in the books trying to figure out, who am I? You don't even know who you are. My 3-sentence Quran, my 3-sentence Bible: be yourself, be good to yourself, be good to good people. Number one, be yourself. You don't even know who you are. That's probably one of the root of all the problems you're experiencing. You don't know who you are. But here's the worst part. You think you're a Muslim. Ya Allah. Do you speak Arabic? Hello? Do you speak Arabic?
I speak Yoruba.
You speak Yoruba. Aha. So this is my point. How did I know that? Because I'm 10 times smarter than you are, unfortunately. Unfortunate for both of us. I wish you were brighter. But understand this. Silence for a moment. Silence for a moment, young man. You are half of a Muslim and you are half of an African. You're failing at both. You are completely lost. You know not who you are. You would be wise to take out time to study for your own good and stop trying to figure out about Kevin Samuels and figure out about you. That is the problem. I tell you guys so often, focus on you. You talking about Kevin Samuels. You don't even know who you are. You know his name. You don't know your name. And nobody knows your name because you've not done shit. Go become somebody. Go become somebody. Go become somebody. Stop worrying about celebrities and famous people. Go become one.
It's more of the knowledge than anything, but I hear you.
What's that?
It's more of the knowledge than anything. I'm not a sheep. I don't just follow for absolutely.
You don't have knowledge. You just told me you don't even know the religion of your own people. That's ridiculous.
Everything that you say.
You don't. Knowledge is not what you deal in, young man. You don't deal in knowledge. You're not a wise man. You're a thought. No, you're a thought. You're just like a thought, brainless, but you think you have value. That's my whole point with my teachings. I often remind the society is suffering from clinical immaturity, and also you have delusions of grandeur. You think that you deal in knowledge and wisdom, but you have none. You're ridiculous. You're utterly ridiculous. You're a liar. All virtue roots from honesty. You don't have honesty. The truth is not within you. Do you have any parting words? Do you want to say one more dumb thing before you get out of here?
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is the smartest thing this young man has said all day. Smartest thing. Goodbye. How are you? We can't hear you, actually. Did you mute yourself?
Hi. Yeah, I did.
Okay. How are you?
Hi. I just started watching your show, but I'm not against you on here. So sometimes I get a little nervous. So
yeah, I mean, if I just saw somebody yelling at somebody like that, I might be nervous too.
Oh no, I understand what you're saying. People out here don't know the knowledge and they talking to people and they messing up the world. Long story short. So I'm with you. I appreciate you, sis. Sometimes out here too. So I watch your show to make me feel better. You know, because sometimes I feel alone out here, like people don't understand stuff. And it's like, it's not about where you went to school all the time. It's about, you know, that if you do stuff by experience, you're going to teach another person to be better. That's it.
I agree. And a lot of people go to school and they come out, they still stupid. Anyways, let's go ahead and acknowledge some of the folks who had something to say while the last fellow was on. And shout out to my Nigerians. Bro be bringing the racism out of your boy. I actually have a lot of Nigerian friends in real life. Really, I do. I'm not just saying that. And mind you, I don't care what race you are. I'm probably going to say some wild stuff about you. You dig? So buckle up. Shout out to Iram writes, Assalamu alaikum. Pray you are well. I mean, wa alaikum assalam. I'm very well. Thank you for asking. And thank you for the continued support. Starry Eye writes, you, sir, are an exceptional individual. I appreciate that. That's one of those things that can go either way. It can be exceptional in good or bad way. He writes, this super chat is to help you maintain. This guy right here. Keep doing the Lord's work. Yes, indeed. And everyone do, when we announce the Burton Plantation, make sure that you tune in for the premiere. We will announce when the premiere will be. You're going to enjoy it. And shout out to Jabrizi supporting the work. He also is critical on this project, the Burton Plantation. You guys are going to absolutely love it. We enjoyed filming it. May I acknowledge Kobe? He writes, off topic, any info on the Saints weekend tickets? Yeah, I actually did just release the tickets first for the confirmed saints because we have very, very limited number of tickets for this event. This is a co-ed event. There'll be both men and women at Saints Weekend. These tickets sell out very, very fast. So I had to release it at least for 24 to 48 hours for the confirmed guys so that they can get their tickets. Then after that, we'll probably release it for the executives and then for the members, and then we'll release it for the public. But it may be completely sold out by then. Saints Weekend is a phenomenal time. You guys will have a good time. Shout out to Jabrizi. He writes, why is his hairline only got a top but no sides? He don't need game. He needs a barber. He needs $25 with some tip money, bruh. Thank you for that perspective. And I agree with you there. Magnolage Jabrizi, he writes, why all Kevin Samuels fans look musty? Bruh, I'm trying to tell you, man. And I think the reason Kevin Samuels fans look musty is because once Kevin realized that he can talk bad about women, Black women in particular, not to say he wasn't speaking the facts, but because he hyper focused on disrespecting women or correcting women, these dirty, dusty Black guys were happy to hear it because it was almost like Kevin was standing up to their single Black mom who degraded them their whole life. So they were really happy about it. But these are guys who've never reflected on themselves, whereas guys who've been successful with women in general, and especially Black women, like you don't have a major gripe with them. I appreciate that he speaks truth to people, especially women, but it doesn't particularly make me a super fan of his because I haven't had any issues with Black women. Although I will tell the audience, and I think this is a really important thing to consider. He writes, I believe this dude was looking to file a complaint with his water bill. He must have got the wrong number. I will acknowledge this, and this is, I think, a very interesting thing with regards to Black women. I may have mentioned this once previously. When, age 0 to like 16, which is when I left high school. I say left because I didn't graduate, tested out. But age 0 to 16, I did really well with Black women. And unfortunately, that's because I was a criminal, right? I was an actual criminal. So that sounds so bad. I was a dealer. I prefer the term dealer. Yeah, I was not no, I don't believe in theft and things like this. But I did really well with Black women. Then I went to an elite university. It was a lack of Black women there. And then I went into industry eventually and spent most of my time in industry. I shouldn't say industry. You guys have dirty minds. I went into the tech business and I was very successful. There's levels to it. Let's say as far as Black guys go, I was very successful. And there were no Black women. Asians were pulling up, whites pulling up, Arabs pulling up. And they were trying to, even older white, Asian, and Arab women would be like, hey, like, are you seeing? Let me introduce my niece. Let me introduce my daughter. Like they even try to put you on to women that they know if they weren't qualified. But the Black women, it wasn't enough to have money for a Black woman. No, it's not enough. What they really want is for you to either be famous, have clout, or have the trinkets of money. Flashy jewelry, flashy cars. So then when I was in tech, running offices in different continents, financially well off, but no jewelry, just wearing suits, no fancy cars because I'm living in Korea, I'm living in Puerto Rico, I'm living like moving between these different places, no Black women. Then when I get into the YouTube space, Black women show back up. They've resurfaced like a submarine. It just came back up like I'm here now. All of a sudden, Black women coming out the woodwork. Why is that? The clout. So it just lets you know in their sick minds, this is why they always end up with the wrong guy. Pookies. They end up with pookies because they're so trashy in their mentality and they're so misguided that they are seeking the wrong things. They're seeking not money, but the appearance of money. They're seeking fame. They're seeking clout. They're seeking to be the center of attention. And when you find that guy, those guys expire quickly. You hear me? Those guys are not going to do well over the long term. There was a football player in the NFL. Oh yeah, he's rich. My husband's a football player. Okay, boom. Now he's out of the NFL. Now he's 30, which is still young. Or he's 35, which is still young, but he's a nobody now. No clout. Money then slowed up because he didn't have the talent here in the mind. He had the talent in the hands. And so as a result, now she's struggling. He's struggling. She probably want to leave him. They're arguing. It's not going to work out. Single mom, again, another one. So that's why the Black women show back up is because the clout is up. You hear me? I got to look at all these broads with suspicion. Now, here's the funny thing. You'll hear people on the internet like, he doesn't date black women. No, I prefer black women, actually. My whole life I have. That's what I grew up on. You hear me? It's in the prefer things you grew up on. You prefer things that are familiar. My mother's black. Everyone around me was black. I grew up in a black and Mexican neighborhood, and that's what I prefer. Black women, number one, and then I prefer some down-ass Mexican women, number two. Not from an appearance standpoint, because if we want to talk Latinas, there's definitely some badder ones. You heard me? Shout out to my Dominicans and my Puerto Ricans. They're crazy as shit, and they have no morals and no values, generally speaking, respectfully. But the reason black women and then the effeminate black males, which most black males are effeminate, like the overwhelming majority, which I guess that doesn't make them unique because most males are effeminate nowadays. But anyways, they'll say things like, you seem like you like white girls. Why? Are you really saying that I seem like I like a woman who is obedient, who follows order? A woman who seeks to have a happy, moral, simple life, which is not the white woman. White women are down bad too. You heard me? The liberal white women are disgusting pig animals. But when black women say that, what they're really saying is, hey, Marquette, I am interested in you. And why wouldn't I be? You're young, well-off, handsome, and I heard that candy muscle be hitting. But what they're really saying is like, hey, I want you, but I don't feel like I'm qualified for you. I don't feel like you'll accept me. I don't feel good enough, and I don't think you think I'm good enough. So instead of admitting that or trying to improve myself, I'd rather just complain and insult you. That's what I'm going to complain and insult you, which is basically, it's an adult's version of throwing a tantrum. It's like a child throwing a tantrum. When they get exhausted with they feel frustrated, they just throw a tantrum. And it's really sad and unfortunate. But yeah, man, my black female portfolio is going back to what it was in high school. You heard me? When I was really cutting up. You dig? Now, here's the crazy thing. Your boy was a goon in high school. To be honest with you, in reality, if we were in a righteous world, no woman should have liked me in high school. You heard me? Your boy was a real savage. But no girl should have liked me in high school because I was honestly just a mean person engaging in crime and doing heinous things for money, to be honest with you. But that's when I was at my peak of black females. You hear me? Because that's what they like. May I acknowledge Muhammad, right? I could never get on another man's live, give him his flowers, and then try to argue with him. Like, how, Sway? Mentally ill. Exactly. And the whole I'm going to give you your flowers bit, that's game plan. That's how I know like Brody is effeminate, because that's how females play. Men, we're straightforward, but the female, they're going to finesse the hell out of you. It's called manipulation. So he tried to manipulate me and manipulate the audience, but I ain't going for the bull. You heard me? I could see that a mile away because I've been through a lot of environments. I've already operated in the lower class, in the upper class, in government, nonprofit, private industry. Look, bro, you ain't going to get one off on me, little homie. I can already tell how you was talking in the live chat. You don't really rock with this ism. You dig? So like, don't come on here trying like, yeah, no, I'm a big fan. But anyways, I don't like what you said about Kevin Samuels, my real hero. It's like, bro, it's all good to be a Kevin Samuels fan. Just come on and say that. Like, don't come on and like play games with it, Brody. Like, listen, be honest. I'm telling all of you guys, your greatest, you will advance faster if you tell the truth. Tell the truth about who you are. Tell the truth about where you are in life. That's the only way to advance. But people want to keep telling lies. This nigga sitting over there, snag a tooth. That teeth look like he been chewing bricks. And this talking about, I'm happy where I'm at. Nigga, wow, ain't no way in hell your teeth look like that and you're not low income. Bro, those are those are third world teeth. I know third world teeth when I see them. Here's the other thing. Some people are just meant to be ugly. You heard me? My teeth grew in straight. If I was in the third world, I would still look good. A lot of you slores are mud ducks, you dig? If you ain't had that makeup on and you ain't have 10 surgeries, y'all slores would be looking like OG Booby Black. Straight up. Y'all used to be looking like OG Booby Black. Y'all be looking like y'all need to do a goddamn feature on the Kevin Gates record. Like, please stop it out here. Be yourself, you ugly rascals. And I just want you ugly broads, you surgery science project broads. I want y'all to know this about the big homie. You dig? And this is real. If you got a bunch of surgeries and now you pretty, you got your nose fixed and your teeth did, and you still ugly to me. You heard me? Yeah. You are still ugly to me. In the United States of Marquettica, you are legally ugly. You heard me? Yeah, nah, I ain't dealing with your fake face. Your fake face don't count because I just deal with the real. All right? It's like that. And I really feel that way. You dumb broads trying to walk around all confident like, oh, you filled with plastic. You ain't getting no points for that. You get no kudos out here. Shout out to Clay supporting the work. Appreciate you. Alvin comes in via PayPal. He writes, peace of the saints. Prior to this ism, my orientation was to get money, then get females. Exactly. That's how these rascals teach you out here. You dig? But if it was really like that, a P could never get paid. You heard me? If it was really like that, a P could never get paid because you got to get the broad to get the money. You dig? Y'all doing it backwards. You're getting the money to get the broad. Now, here's the thing. When you buy the broad, you don't never really own her. You just renting and you don't even know it. But here's the crazy thing. You ain't the only nigga. You really got a timeshare, you dig? And it's quite disgusting. That's how I could never live like that. It's beneath me, man. I'm glad you're really soaking it up. But let's get back to it. The gentleman says, before this ism, he was on some sucker-ish. Not uncommon. He writes, now I have women assisting me in achieving my wealth goals. Hallelujah. Let the church say amen. He writes, my mother included. That's a beautiful thing when she could get on program. I'm still waiting on mine. He writes, it's not what you do, but how you do it. Thank you for arming us with the truth. Praise his name. Shout out to Dominic, writes, peace of the saints, tuition, catching the live late. So I'll definitely be recatching this lecture. When he had a chance to talk, he went ghost and silent. Exactly. This is female game playing, right? This is like little goofy bras. She dealing with her first boyfriend that she really likes. You heard me? This is that kind of behavior, right? He's like, I'm listening. This was I start talking, bro, trying to overtalk. Dishonest liar. It's like, oh, I just want to give you your flowers. Send a super chat like everybody else, or wait till I come to your country. Of course, I'm gonna pull up in Nigeria, bro. Come on, be real, man. Or come to an event, become a member. It's like, no, what you want to do is you want to use me. Yeah, and I could like these are the devils on earth. That's why I say the saints, the good people. I try to stay away from these devils. And you guys might look at me and be like, dang, Quet, you real mean. I'm real mean to these devils. And that's how it gotta be. Because if you're not mean to them, all they're gonna do is try to use you. Y'all never been used by somebody? That was a user that we just saw. You heard me? He one of those people that be like, oh man, I love your stuff. Never support it one time in his entire life. Come on, man. He's a faker and a liar. That's the kind of person who is not a good person. Come on. He's not a good person. That's how I define these people. Either you're a good person or you're not a good person. Shout out to the ballers. And that's at the new baller alert level, which is a hundo. He writes, this is from Mr. Lee. He writes, that was a master class in chastisement you delivered to that young Nigerian fellow. Paying what I owe, peace to the saints. I appreciate you. Shout out to the real ones. Yeah, man. And I could tell that his parents never took out the time. He ain't had no pop over him. Because if you had a father, and I said, did you grow up under a father? They over here be like, I had two parents. Like, yeah, two lesbians. Weird ass. You's a liar, boy. Yeah, you struggle with the truth. That's your problem. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to this work. I'm still waiting on this young lady. You heard me? Just show me something. I ain't even going to say, I'm not even going to react. I'm not going to react. So they ain't even going to know. I ain't going to react. He really playing some with them pretty lips. Anyways, carrying on. Let's hear from this Slorsky right here.
Even worth it. It's not. It's not.
It's not.
At some point, you're going to realize that it's always best to just be alone. Because I've been married for about 7 years.
That's crazy.
I don't even know if this is worth it.
Now, here's the sad thing is with females, you cannot, and this is with women, females, slores, ladies, just all of them. They're all fundamentally wired the same. It's just that the levels of evil are going to come out in different proportions and at a different level of frequency. You know, like a woman, a lady, which is to say a good person, you know, they're going to manipulate you sometimes, but maybe it's not on purpose. You heard me? Maybe it's not on purpose. They're going to manipulate you, but maybe it's not in like a heinous way or for a malicious reason. But they're going to manipulate you because if they didn't manipulate you at all ever, they wouldn't be a female. You dig? That would not be a female you're dealing with. You heard me? You better go ahead and take another look downstairs. That's a Bruce Jenner. But shorty over here crying, like off rip, I'm like, yo, these are fake tears. And why did you wait to talk to strangers on the internet to start crying and seeking sympathy or seeking views? It's rather disgusting. And more importantly, it's like, hold on, shorty, like you don't have no family? Like, where's your pop at? Where's your pastor at? Where's your imam at? Where's your uncle at? Like, why are you on the internet telling strangers personal business? And most importantly, you're disrespecting your husband, which lets me know off rip, you have no respect for your family. You have no respect for his name. You have no respect for him. You're probably the problem, but here's the kicker, ladies and saints. Birds of a feather flock together. So if he's still with you, he's also the problem. Ooh, that's deep, that part, right? And you guys might look at me, listen, I'm not a Dr. Umar kind of Dr. Umar over here like, Well, snow bunnies never, black queens forever. We could. I'm Dr. Umar. I'm gonna with the girls. Put my chocolate Hershey Kiss on there. Like, bro is out of shape. Tell that to get on a treadmill, respectfully. But anyways, I just don't understand how you could be a leader and be fat at the same time. But anyways, check this out. He's over here like mother queen, Queen Kong consciousness. It's like, bro, if you love these broads so much and you think these goofy black broads are so valuable, why do you have 2 kids that you're not a father to? You done ran off on the plug 2 separate times. You heard me? And that's why you never discipline the women. You never correct them. You just act like it's all good. And that's because it's his funding base. You heard me? It's hopeful black women that fund him. They fund his lies. You dig? Now, here's the thing. Me, if I run off on a broad, it's different than Umar, because he run off on the broad, but he over here talking this mother queen. You're the greatest ever. I'm over here like, look, there's some order here. And there's only one chief. I'm the chief, you're the Indian. I'm the dictator, you're the country. I'm the king, you're the subject. Like, that's how this go. Not to say that I'm a tyrant, but to say there will be obedience. There will be obedience. And ladies who are watching, I want you to understand what obedience is. Obedience is not doing what he says because you also are willing and want to do that. It's easy to do what a man says when he's not telling you to do anything that's hard or against what you feel like doing. It's hard to do what a man says when he tells you to do something and every fiber in your being wants to talk back, wants to do the opposite. That's when you find out if you're obedient. When it's challenging times, that's when you know the measure of yourself as a woman. If you really are a follower, you need to stop following on Instagram and start following the man in your house. So if a man tells you to do something, I don't care what he said. If you opened your legs up to him, do what he said. And for me, if you ain't doing what I told you to do, which I'm not out here just dictating randomly, like unnecessary weird orders. But when I do dictate, I expect you to comply. And if you don't comply, you might as well die. You did? Yeah, no, you ain't going to be under my house. Hell nah. I don't care if you got 1 of my babies, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my babies. I don't care if you got my name tatted. I don't care who you are, what you know, or what you're connected to. Y'all will all be strangers to me for all of your days. You are going to obey. That is the natural order, and I will not live unnaturally. Because if I want somebody in my house not following my directions, I go marry a. You heard me? Yeah, I'll go marry another. If I want somebody in my house not following my law, I am the law. Okay? So if ever you like, well, Marquett ran off on the plug, hell yeah, I did. And what that lets you know is that broad was lying about who she is. She's lying about who she is. Because she would have represented herself as obedient, but she's not actually obedient. Come on now. Come on now. If you like that kind of knowledge, you're going to want the Big Game Conference. I got 12 hours, pure cocaine. You heard me? Uncut, pure, raw, fresh out of Colombia. So somebody dropped the link for the Big Game Conference. It's going to let you know how to function. Listen, man, I ain't got this old and stayed this beautiful, you dig? And this happy, healthy, and wealthy on accident, you dig? I must know something. Carrying on. Oh, yeah. And I just want real quick while we at it, let me just say some more crazy things before we keep it going. And if y'all want to keep it going, send it right there. And just in the words of Ivatunde, in the words of Dr. Umar Johnson, send in 20, should have been 40. I know you barely had that, but send in your 40. Should have been 80. I know you barely had that, sister. Make it 100 next time. But let me just say a couple crazy things before I carry on with this. By the way, shout out to Joseph supporting the work via Venmo. Writes tuition. Appreciate you. Joseph, very consistent. Good brother. I had the pleasure of meeting him. Understand this. Maybe maturity is realizing that every single mom chose to be a single mom. Unless she's a widow, every single mom chose to be a single mom. Marquett, how is that possible? Well, either she slept with the guy too early before knowing him, or oppositely, he didn't know her, so she lied about who she is. She misrepresented herself, or She didn't terminate. I can't tell you how many guys I personally know were like, hey, no, this is not the time, or you're not the person, whatever the case is, and they refuse to terminate. They chose to be a single mom. You never have a case where the woman waited to get to know the guy and also represented herself truthfully based on her true merits and her true deficiencies and ended up being a single mom. Doesn't happen like that. Because I tell you what, if I was with a woman and she was honest about who she is, represented herself accurately, she's obedient, I'm going to be with her from now till kingdom come. You heard me? Yeah, I'm going to be with her from now to kingdom come. And if for some reason she decides like, hey, things are not, this is not the life I want for whatever reason, I'm going to still probably support her because I respect who she is. I respect who she's been. I respect the service. I respect that she's been real. I'm going to make sure that she's always good and the kids are always good. But if she's a liar, go that away. You don't know me. When you see me, act like you don't know me. Big Game Conference. There's a link right there. School.com/Marquett/classroom. 12 hours of game. GAME. So I say all that to say this. I say all of that to make this crude statement here. Maybe the whole time in the hells of North America, the liberal white woman's ideology has taught you that those are deadbeat dads running off on their kids, when in actual fact, those might have been geniuses. Low key, they might have been geniuses. And here's the kicker. The guys staying there in those desperate, unpleasant, sexless, monogamous marriages, those guys are the simps. Those guys are the losers. Those guys are the idiots getting played out and exploited. They're basically a slave. They're not getting any of the things that they want. They're repressed. Maybe those married guys, I've been married for 40 years. Maybe those guys are the simps and the losers. And the ones going around with all these baby mamas, maybe they're geniuses. I don't know. It's just something to look into. Something to look into. I don't know. I'm just saying. So it's a thought. You have thoughts every now and then. It's just a thought. Back notch by PayPal. Shout out to Sage. Came back. He writes, keep it going, Mr. Burton. Sir, yes, sir. Let's work.
Like,
look at this bro with these fake tears.
There's anything necessarily wrong. There's nothing wrong. And that's the point.
That is the point. Now let me chop this game up for you guys. And ladies, don't get mad at me. You know this is true, what I'm about to say. Don't get mad at me. All right. I got to change camera angles for this one because we really, I don't even know which button is which. That's crazy. Okay, I think that cord must have went out. Maybe we didn't have that camera plugged in. That's a shame. But check this out. This black woman, this black female here is on the internet crying to strangers while also being like 30, which is insane. She's on the internet crying to strangers about her marriage. And here's the kicker. She says, and nothing's wrong with my marriage. He's a good guy, but I'm still embarrassing the out of him on the internet, even though he's a good guy. This is the kind of thing that makes you think maybe Ike Turner was a genius. Maybe they just need a tune up every now and then. Maybe just a little adjustment every now and then. Because there's just no way that this makes sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You see, because the truth is, if you have a good man and a good marriage, theoretically, you should be happy, except you're female. And women kind of are not happy creatures. I hate to have to say this. I say this with love. They're not really happy creatures. There's always something that can be fixed. Truly, there's always something that can be fixed. You see, I have a pretty nice home. Young lady comes in the home like, oh, are you going to take those curtains down? I had never even thought of that. Well, maybe, yeah. Maybe we could take them down. Oh, yeah, because I was thinking like, the vibe of the room is light. Those curtains are kind of dark. Oh, okay. Everything can be improved. Everything can be fixed. Nothing's ever good enough. And, say you do fix things just the way the woman wants it. At some point, the seasons, it's a new season. We need to change this and that. They're not satisfied creatures. That's not their wiring to be satisfied. There's always a problem. There's always something wrong. Hey, you like, oh, hold on. You have like some lint on your, hey, let me adjust. Nothing's ever right. That's their actual makeup. And it is through the balance of a good father that they learn to be more, they can kind of soften some of those more neurotic female tendencies. This is why we have wife school, and the wife school, it has aspects of it that are like finishing school for the female to really help perfect her. And the male needs perfecting as well. We can be crude and thoughtless and poor communicators. But these are the kind of things that we're teaching in the training center, because it's one thing for me to come on and complain about women or single mothers. That would be effeminate if that's where I stopped. That would be childish. But the manly thing is to take action and to actually move us in the right direction. Yes, indeed. And shout out to Diamond, who does a great job with the Lady Saints. Lady Saints do have a retreat, which I will be hosting here at the Burton Plantation. It'll be a phenomenal time. Always good food when the Lady Saints show up. You dig? Hey, shout out to the Lady Saints. Every last one of them is a great cook. That's on mamas. You dig? But I highly recommend it. Great group of women, very up-tempo, fun women to be around, truth be told. And this is the training center where I would like to expand the work. There's a limit of people I can host in my personal home, probably a limit of like 50 people, which for a global movement, this is not enough. We need to be able to do more and do it faster. Time is of the essence. We need to have hundreds of people here at a time, and we need to have it going regularly, even without me. And that is why we're building the training center. And one thing you guys can observe about me is that I deliver the goods. You heard me? That's what I'm known for. I gets the job done. You heard me? Like, I saw one cat in the comments, like, another Dr. Umar. I was like, hell nah. Like, that's a broke. I'm a hustler, boy. Check my background, little nigga. It's different on this side. I should beat your ass for even saying that, low key. But anyways, y'all got to be lit today. But anyways, so number one fundamental thing to understand is that the human female is not going to just be happy and satisfied. There's levels to it. And so as a man, you need to expect that that is the case, that, if nothing is going wrong, as far as you're concerned, that doesn't mean that she has the same narrative of like, oh, all is well, nothing's going wrong. Like, hell nah. Like, low key, they just need a little bit of drama to feel alive. Just to feel alive, they need some drama. I need some peace. They need some drama. It's different. And that's okay, Brody. You just have to be able to manage that. And also, you have to ask yourself, when you're dealing with a woman, what level of bull can I deal with? That you got to figure it out. When you meet Shorty, you need to assess, like, man, Shorty like really needs a lot of bull going on in her life for her to feel alive. Like, that's too high. It's beyond my tolerance cap. It'd be like that. That's why I don't date Dominicans and Puerto Ricans. I can't handle it. It's too much. It's overwhelming. You dig? I can't even, no sir, Bob. Shout out to my Japanese and my Korean women. They just hold it in. They be dissatisfied too, but they hold it in.
While I am upset, I'm just like not thinking that I made the right decision. Like, how
crazy is it to be 7 years married to someone you called a good man and then to say, I think I didn't make the right decision. But understand this, gents. She could, here's the crazy thing, and this is gonna break your heart. She could say all of this and be dead serious. And then 2 days later, I was on my period. Like, I don't know. I was just feeling off. I knew I was feeling off. Like, my period was about to start. And like, I was feeling off. Like, I didn't mean any of that. You don't know which is true. You don't know if the true feelings came out 2 days ago or if now she's off the period. Those are the real, you just don't know, bro. It's ugly out here. It's ugly. Shout out to Ash, said exactly. Yeah, and that's the crazy part. But here's the thing. While women are busy trying to be men and emulate men, they don't understand themselves as a female. So what happens is that they're not able to track the fact that they're 4 to 5 different people during a given month. During 1 month, they're 4 to 5 different individuals with the same face. And they don't know how to manage that. Every woman has a split personality. And because they didn't learn about being a female, they don't know what's going on. Whereas as a man, we can't comprehend because we're fairly consistent. Now, some of you guys ain't worth shit, but you're consistently not worth shit. You heard me? Some of y'all are bosses. You're consistently a boss. Whatever you are, you're consistently that. And you understand yourself because you're fairly simple. You're fairly simple. Make some good love to me. Cook me up a meal. Don't talk too much. Don't talk during the commercials, not during the damn show. And that's it, man. Life's good. But women, because they're trying to emulate men, they don't understand what it is to be quintessentially female. And when they're experiencing biologically determined shifts in their mood and behavior, they're not able to reflect on, oh, I'm a female. Maybe this is just a biological process that's making me feel this way. Let me just take some time out for myself, or maybe I shouldn't be around my man. Maybe this is a good time to go visit my mom or my family or girlfriends. Come on now. They're too busy trying to be a man. You hear me? Trying to interpret themselves through the same lenses that men interpret themselves through. Come on now. Yeah. What are you talking about? Shout out to Clay supporting the work. And those of you who are sitting back like, damn, this is some good game. At the very least, hit the like button. You know, anyone can do that. And I'd advise you, boom, send it right there where it counts. Support the work. Show love to those who show love to you. You dig? If you sitting there like, damn, this is some good game. And I'm assuming you are, because we're like, how long in? We're in excess. We're damn near 2 hours in. Probably makes sense to hit the like button at the least, right? Because obviously you like it. If you didn't like it, you would have changed channels. So you're still here. I'd say hit the like button at a minimum, right? I'm just trying to be logical out here. You dig? I'm just trying to be logical.
And I am a good man. I do. And that's not the point.
That's crazy.
The point is, it's like, you really do lose yourself. You lose.
Just think about how psychotic this female is while she's crying, complaining about having a good man. That's extraordinary. That is insane.
Your sense of individuality.
Now, this was deep. This is liberal white woman. She's like, you lose your sense of self. You lose your sense of individuality. Poisoned. Throw her away. Throw her away. She'll never be good. Marquette, what speaketh of you? What say you, Marquette? Please explain. I don't understand. This is beyond my comprehension. Please. Well, here's the thing. Women have been lied to and infused with the falsehood that they have a purpose. What's my purpose? I'm going to tell you, for the women watching, listen to me. Marquettdavon Burton, I am telling you your purpose. Pay attention. Your purpose is family. That's it. Full stop. Your purpose is family. Find a great man, procreate, be under your man, fully submitted and obedient. Do everything to make sure that your man can continue supporting the family and achieving his goal, which is our goal. Yes. And to support those kids to ensure that the kids can grow up and they can exceed you. Your children exceed you as a woman, and your son exceeds your husband as a man. That is your chief job. And that is the greatest contribution you can make to society. But in thinking that you have this deep ass purpose, like that's why you feel lost, because you don't have this deep like you're not Joan of Arc, baby. You heard me? You have the opportunity to be a great mother and a great wife, which is an extraordinary contribution to society. But you're not Joan of Arc, and you're not a boss babe, and you shouldn't want to be one. It'll always feel hollow. So because this female does not know her purpose, she's over here talking about like, you lose your sense of self. What are you talking about? Like, if you're talking about that feeling you have of, kind of melting into your husband, that's how that's supposed to happen, goofy. You take on his name. You become Mrs. Marquettdavon Burton. Goofy. You had no purpose before that. Like, if you ask this bro, like, hey, goofy, what would you have been doing for the last 7 years if you weren't with him? Like, what would you have been accomplishing? Nothing. You wouldn't have done anything. You didn't have any big dream you're about to achieve. You don't have any real skills that are going to benefit society. Shut up. You're an idiot. You just don't know you're an idiot. Shout out to the intelligent women. Shout out to Dime. She writes, all she needs is a co-wife. Exactly. She probably just lonely. And when I say lonely, that doesn't mean because her man's not there. That just acknowledges the truth that masculine men and feminine women will not relate at a certain level. There's going to be a gap. That's why men need to be able to kick it with the homies. females need to relate to other females on feminine things. Like, for example, you could go freshly paint your nails in whatever way you like with toxic chemicals, and I won't care to even comment on it because I'm personally disgusted. I think it's really silly, and I think that you're poisoning yourself and you're making yourself look closer to a woman who's a working woman, a tart. So I probably won't even comment on it because I think it's goofy. But if you do it, you'll go among your girlfriends and they're like, oh, girl, your nails are so nice. That's a French tip. Oh, who did those? And, you guys can have a conversation about this kind of meaningless drivel. And you need that as an outlet as a female. Whereas as a man, I need an outlet with men. This is what keeps us sharp, strong, and focused. And we have been tricked in this society in the hells of North America into the false idea that our spouse needs to be our best friend. That's a load of garbage. It's impossible unless you're an effeminate male and a masculine woman. So yeah, I see these low T guys, these boys who got the man biddies. You heard me, them Dr. Umar boys, them jiggly body brothers. I should make a track. I see them rascals and them masculine, high testosterone, black female wildebeests. And they're all like, I kid you not, I was in Atlanta at a comedy show. And I saw a dude and his old lady, and they're both wearing the same sweatsuit. And they're both wearing a pair of J's, of course, right? They're wearing a pair of J's, same J's, and the same sweatsuit. And I was kind of looking like, I wish I would wear the exact same outfit as you heard me? Like, either one of us don't look right. If I'm wearing the exact same outfit as a female, either she looks like a nigga or I look like a broad. One or the other. Something's not right here. So it just lets me know you guys are off. Now, because I'm a super player, might you see me in a custom suit? You did custom head to toe, shoes, handmade, trousers, handmade, dress shirt, handmade, blazer, handmade. You did pocket square, custom. Now, might you see maybe that fine material of my pocket square, that fine material of my dress shirt? Might she have that pattern on her custom handmade dress? Yeah, she might be matching a boss, but she's dressed like a woman and I'm dressed like a man. That's the big difference. But looking at this broad, I'm getting in the gym tonight. You dig? I'm hitting weights too. I ain't doing no cardio just based on this strong rascal right here. Shout out to them Nigerian girls too, be looking sturdy as hell. I know this girl's ancestors is West African. Them girls all look like Serena Williams.
Peace. And this could be.
Wait, was that a woman talking about peace? You don't know nothing about peace. Quit lying.
To a good man, like, you're gonna lose something, and I don't think it's worth it. Like,
oh, that's fascinating. So what she's basically telling you is A, that she's confused on her purpose in life, and B, that she's deeply selfish. But here's the kicker. C, she's delusional. She thinks human life is very simple. We like to think it's complex and that there's all these great things out there for us. There's not. I know for sure. I've been around the world a ton of times. I got 4 passport books filled up. You dig? Stamped, the whole damn thing. There's nothing out there for you. That's why broads be like, hey, Marquette, do you want to go to what's that place? I think it's by Sri Lanka. Maldives. Like, hey, Marquette, do you want to go to the Maldives? I'm like, shorty, I done been to 30 islands. I've seen all of the most beautiful beaches. The Maldives is basically Zanzibar with a different name, if you're asking me. The Maldives is Mykonos with a different name, shorty. The Maldives is Hawaii with a different name. I've been everywhere. I've seen everything. Like, you guys think that there's all this new, different stuff out there. It's not. It's not. The greatest joy you will get is from your family and your good friends. And it's the things, within those relationships that are going to be truly satisfactory to you. Like, this broad is acting like she's meant to go become the president of Zamunda. It's like, shorty, you're a basic looking black girl with an A cup, rings around your neck. There's nothing out there exciting that you're missing out on. I promise you. You should frankly just be lucky that some guy was dumb enough to accept you and get legally wed to you and put up with you for a lifetime. Like, you should be thankful because you're busted straight up. You dig? And you ain't even got a good attitude. So yeah, these chicks is out here super tripping, big tripping. And bro is probably dumb enough to forgive her for this. But to me, this is a violation. There's other things I would accept sooner than you going in the public and basically embarrassing me and telling the whole planet Earth that my marriage is on the rocks. That's insanity. And bro said, that'd be a triple busted. I'm trying to tell you, Brody. She got that dot on her lip, like that random dot in her. I'm like, what is that? Like, I'd be suspicious. Like, did you have something on your lip and it healed up? Like, I'd be looking at things pretty close. I'm paranoid. You hear me? That's why I'm good today. You hear me? Because I always very careful out here.
Of like getting out of my hometown, like city, and
her armpit wrinkle. But go ahead, baby.
Moving on, like moving forward, like
yeah, shut
like,
up.
Life is supposed to be experience.
Oh,
like,
life is supposed to be. Okay.
We're supposed to be doing new things. And
we're supposed to be doing new things. And traveling.
And all that.
Oh, okay. So I think what she's saying is that my man is middle class and I expect to live upper class. I think that's essentially what she's saying, you know. And here's the sad thing. It hurts my heart because women, they have no conception of what things cost. The world is pretty expensive. They watch too much social media and they think that an average income is a low income. You hear me? So with a woman, she's like, he needs to make 6 figures. Shorty, that's not an average income. That's a high income. So you got busted broads like this who look like they should be playing D-line for the Bengals. And she's over here talking about like, life is supposed to be trips and vacations and free time. Like, you're the descendant of slaves. Like, how far out of slavery? Like, you think that you're eons out of slavery. No, let me tell you something. You are a person whose parents were broke. Your daddy ran off. He was probably broke. Your mama was broke. So why is it that you think you need to marry into aristocracy and live the leisure life? Like, where did that come from? I'm just perplexed how these black chicks are always talking about, he gotta have this, you ain't even have a dad. And for the ones that did have a dad, your dad was broke. So why does dude need to be like 10 times better than your dad was? Like, come on, baby, inch it up. Stop trying to jump up by quantum leaps. This is extraordinary. Like, I'm appalled. How did Shorty say life is supposed to be trips and vacations? Like, word, Shorty. And I hate it when chicks don't have body, but they trying to show their body. It's like, damn, sis, quit trying so hard. You probably look better covered up because you ain't even got no goods to show. It's just disrespecting both of us. Honestly, it is. How is the cleavage cut is so low, and I'm like tracking my eyes down, like, where's where they at? Like, goddamn, how far down I gotta go? I remember used to start right here. That's where that crease start. You feel me? That's the crease. If you wanted to, you could just put your, you know how you shake your hand. You should put your hand in between there if you wanted to. But I'm like, where's the crease at? You have no crease. I can see your sternum. Like, how did I learn that word, right? I can see your sternum, Shorty. Like, get out of here. Please, get out of here. Anyways, shout out to William. He writes, sir, you're a wealth of knowledge. Everything you're saying is factual and truthful, proven by my past relationships. How and what age did you learn so much about women? Did you have an elder teach? Oh, absolutely. I had real OGs. When I say I had real OGs, if you haven't read my book, The Black Box, I highly recommend it. My good fortune is that I was really raised by some super players. Also, my uncle was a real P. You heard me? You know, some people say that they're P's. I'm talking about, there's one time on a holiday, somebody said, Uncle Steve, how you make your money? He said, out of his ass. And he really meant that. You didn't. Anyways, carrying on. Point is, yeah, I was raised by some real hitters, man. Everything that I learned how to do, I learned from people who really did it. Number one. And here's the important thing. That young boy came on and said, hey, Marquett, like, I want to give you your flowers. I really love your stuff. I follow your work. No, you don't. Because if you follow my work, you would have never disrespected me, disrespected the audience by coming on here seeking attention. You would have never done that. That's number one. But when my old heads would tell me how to do something, man, I stuck to the script. That's one thing I can always tell you is if my old heads told me something, I follow it. For example, my grandmother, she told me no candy, no sweets. She said, if you go out in this world and strangers, whether it's your teacher or the parents of your friends or anyone gives you candy, you don't eat it. Don't be rude, refuse it. But if they double offer it, accept it, put it in your pocket and just say you'll have it later. And I did that. And when she'd wash my clothes, she'd sometimes be mad, like, you didn't take this candy out the pockets. But it would never be half-eaten candy. It would be fully wrapped because I followed the directions that I was given. I always obeyed my elders. And admittedly, sometimes my elders were imbeciles and they didn't know that much. But I always obeyed my elders. Sometimes I could tell which ones were stupid, but I obeyed my elders. There's a part in my book when I first started hustling. There's a cat named Nick, super clean guy. And I learned so much just studying Nick. He was a hustler. He was tall, good looking, well-dressed, and he had money. He was a hustler. And he put me on. And there's so many things I learned about him. But when he taught me how to break up the work, when he taught me how to maximize the profit, when he taught me how to squeeze it out of the customers, when he taught me how to hide it, when he taught me how to conceal it on your body, when he taught me how police pat downs go, when he taught me who to do what with, man, I followed that to the T, boy. I followed every detail of it. And I never deviated. And that's why I never had any problems, except one time, which you can read about in the black box. I never had any real problems except one time, which was beyond my control. But here's another thing I want to note about Nick. He was good looking. He was tall. He was well-dressed, and he had money. And he was older than me and the homie that he had put us on. We was young boys. So we start slinging. We're like 12 years old. You can read about this in detail in my book, The Black Box. I just want to note one thing for you guys. And this taught me so much about human nature. We'll see Nick in the neighborhood, and Nick was friends with the homie's older brother. So we just admired him because he was tall looking and he was super dripped out. So we really admired Nick. And we were in middle school at the time that we started hustling, and Nick had put us on. And then when we went to high school, Nick was already at that high school. So we're expecting like, oh, we're going to get to the high school. Nick is going to be the man. Like Nick is going to be a god at the high school, because bro is like, no, good looking dude, tall. So he's taller than everybody else. He's better looking than everybody else. And he's better dressed than everybody else. And he got more money than everybody. We're expecting to show up, and Nick is like God on earth. Like he got all the girls. Everybody respects him. Like he walks in the seas part. And we're the young boys coming in, and he put us on. He going to just take us under his wing as the big homie. And we going to be on straight away. We just expecting to show up like, man, this is on click clack, right? Showed up to the school. There's a couple funny things I noticed straight away. Like, people know of Nick, but they don't really know Nick. And like, he don't mess with nobody, and nobody messes with him. He's like actually kind of a loner. And I was like, word? I'm talking to my man. It's like, yo, like, bro is like kind of like on the outskirts. He wasn't a weirdo by any means, but he wasn't like the guy, which is what we were all expecting. And from the school I came from, like, I was the guy. And I'm just kind of tripped out like, yo, but then I realized, like, number one, Nick is a cold hustler. And he taught us something that I'm not going to repeat. That's in my book, The Black Box. You can read it if you want to get the wisdom from Nick. But I observed a couple things. Like, he was actually kind of isolated and in a cage because he was taller than everybody, better than everybody, better looking than other guys, and had more money than other guys. He was kind of isolated because of that. There was jealousy and envy because of that. And because of that, he was kind of removed out of the social sphere at a level. And no lie, you know, he's a real LA, cocky, arrogant, and he'll get it in with you, you know. So he was kind of like, F you, F everybody. I'm better than all of you. And so he was kind of outside of the sphere I thought he would be dominating. And it taught me a lot about human nature. And I know Nick kind of knew that he had to move on his own as a lone wolf because people were jealous. It wasn't real love. They were frenemies. And I think bro was like, I'd rather move solo than have these frenemies around me who don't really love me. Huh? He says, but aren't people attracted to that? Them are, but them niggas hate it. You dig? Yeah, there you go. Get the Black Box. You can get it on Amazon, or if you want a lower cost ebook, you can go to thesassin.com, thesasn.com. And you can click products. You can scroll down, get the ebook, or you can get the audio book, which is different if you scroll down. But when you say, aren't people attracted to that? See, like, that's how I know you got some learning to do. People, women are attracted to that. Tall, good looking, got money. Yeah, they're attracted. Oh, and he sell dope. Yeah. No, they're attracted to that. But are men attracted to that? Oh, he's taller than me, and he's better looking than me, and he has more money than me. Bro, knock it off. I hate that. What? Boy, that'll get you beat up. That'll get you robbed. They hate that, man. You know how uncomfortable it is to go out with the homies, and you already know off rip the gonna want him every time. Don't nobody like that. Come on, Brody. Be real with yourself, man. Yeah. Look at bro right here lying. You just described me. Still went to prom with 2 chicks at the same time. Bro, I don't know, bro. I ain't never seen you super chat, my dig. Remember, I said, and Nick had more money than everybody. You dig? Sometimes, you ain't got to say it. It shows. You dig? Like, I don't know if you really like that. Like if you don't have money now, then you ain't like Nick, because Nick is the kind of will have money now. You dig what I'm saying? Like if you're a real hustler and it's really in your veins like that, you got a lot of game. And if you don't ever run out of game, you'll never run out of change. You dig? So like Nick is always going to make sure like, that money going to talk for him. So you probably not like that. He was also a hustler and he'll put your lights out. You're not like that, Brody. Come on now. I'm not saying you didn't have two of them things. Maybe you did, but you ain't like that. I'm just saying, man, respectfully, you ain't like that, young buck. Y'all you said all kind of wild shit. Anyways, respectfully, shout out to the double baller alert. Uchenna writes via Venmo, I tried to publicly reprimand you, so it is only right I apologize in public. I apologize for the way I represented myself. It was very emotional and rash. Let's talk in private if you're up for that. I respect that. And people make mistakes all the time, especially if you're young. But I have nothing to say. And that's just keeping in line with the ism. You feel me? And I encourage all of you all, get steeped up in this ism. The ism, Marquettism is for the kids. Marquettism saves lives in a real way. Shout out to Mr. Chambliss. And I thank you for the support. Mr. Chambliss writes, instead of studying celebrity gossip, they need to be studying math and computer programming and computer architecture, bruh. That part, right? Now, here's the funny thing. If I take out the time to do a live on a real topic like that, ain't nobody watching that. Shout out to Mr. Mugisha. He writes, we'll catch the replay, Saint, and thank you for the tremendous game that's not well appreciated. Peace and saints. Bro, I know it's wild. People say that they want the truth, but they hate the truth. Just like the young boy said, don't people like that? Like, don't they like tall, good-looking men who have money? Kinda, right? It's kind of like the piece before when I described why Black people get scammed a lot by their preachers, their Dr. Umars, their Jay Valentines, their all these people with these scams. Well, it's because the real deal they actually hate. Here's another example for my Christians or even for my Muslims. When Jesus showed up, were people like, perfect, this is what I've been waiting on, the Savior, the truth, the truth and the light. Hell no, they strung bro up like a common criminal. Killed him. When the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, experienced the revelation from Jibreel, where people like, you know what? I'm glad you're here. You have taken me away from pettiness and tribalism. You have saved us. Nah, hell nah. They went to war with bro, tried to wipe him out. They tried to starve the people who followed him. Come on now. You think that people respect the truth? The truth has always been underrated. How about that? Yeah, the truth has always been underrated and hated. Come on, man. Yeah, lies work much better. Hey, lies work much better. Listen, if I was on here playing games with you guys, Mother Queen, my Black sisters, you are the best. My Black brothers, you are the true Hebrews in the Bible. It's talking about you, brother. Those whites are the so-called Jews. You are the true Hebrews. You are the real Jews. And sisters, you are mother of the earth. Like, man, y'all would have already funded my training center, right? If I came on here and just lied and just make you, just gas you up. But instead, what I do is I come on and I do the difficult thing, which is to tell you the truth of what you are, where you need to be going. And then I do the hard work of training you and conditioning you, which that doesn't happen with a lecture. That doesn't happen with one meeting. It happens over time with consistency. So I do the hard work, and that's less popular, but it's far more impactful. It's harder to scale. But if we could ever scale such a thing, you would see a global revolution, a better time. Huh? Chris writes, do you still talk to Nick today? No, Nick caught him a few cases. And again, as I say, he was an upperclassman. We were just getting into high school and he was just about to drop out. And again, Nick, was a cold, just in general. He was a cold. And number two, Nick was his own friend. He wasn't really friends with anybody. That was his actual personality. He was a cold man. I had to stop saying that. I apologize. Yeah, that's that book of dark truths in a real way. If you want to learn about this ism, dive in. Dive in. Bro says, I'm from the trenches for real. No, I believe that, man. A lot of people are from the trenches. I'm just talking about getting money. You know, like you're not, when I say you're not like that, I'm saying like you're not a hustler like Nick. Because if this, like, see, the thing about people like us and, you know, how we were brought up, if the game is super chats and people sending 15, 20, 50, then like our personality, we're going to send 100. If people are sending hundreds, we're going to send 200. That's our personality. It's to outshine, like, but like on some like low key players. You feel me? So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like, you're not like a hustler. You know what I'm saying? Because, well, why do hustlers dress like that? Why do hustlers have the fancy cars? Why do hustlers, you know, wear the jewelry? It's to floss on you. You feel me? So that's what I'm saying. Is like, you ain't got it like that. That's why you're not super chatting at the high level just to flaunt it. You feel me? Just to slap people in the face with it. That's what I mean. You're probably from the trenches. I'm not saying you're from the trenches. Like, I know a lot of people grew up in the hood. There's no merit to that. Me personally, I would have much rather grown up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I think I look better that way. You dig? But that's what I meant. I'm just saying, like, you're not like a hustler like Nick. Because I'm saying, like, Nick is either going to be dead, in jail, or with money. There ain't going to be no in betweens. You heard me? He going to be hustling up some bread. He going to be in jail for hustling up some bread, or he going to be dead for hustling up some bread. That's pretty much all it is. He ain't going to be broke, though. That's out. Bro said he going to rewind to hear the legend of Nick. No, it's not even necessary, bro. Just get the black box and get the details. You dig in the lessons. That's the key part, because none of y'all will ever be Nick. I'll never be Nick. You'll never be Nick, but you got to get them lessons. Shout out to Pawan. Writes, peace of the saints. Thank you, Mr. Burton. You are welcome, sir. Appreciate you. Good to see you again. Mr. Miles comes in via PayPal. He writes, I'm 6'5", 162. I'm assuming 162 pounds. That's insanity, bro. You need to eat. He writes, 22 years old. I eat chickpeas and quinoa every day. I believe you. He writes, but I'm not gaining weight. Is it the vegan diet? What you think? Bro, if you don't sit your ass down right now, you tripping. You better sit down for the wind blow your ass away. Listen, Brody, you need to have animal protein in your diet. I'm sorry. That's all there is to it. You need animal protein in your diet. Come on, man. You already know what the answer is. Quit playing games with me. He says, I ain't got it like that. I'm from Trenton, New Jersey. It's ups and downs in business. Yeah, it'd be like that. I've experienced that. He writes, multiple 30K wires from deals done in one day. Had months I didn't make a penny. Yeah, it'd be like that. It'd get like that. I'm sorry. Where were we? He writes, just because you said that, I'm a come back correct. You speaking to them? Yeah. No, for sure. And listen, man, we've all been there. I don't ever want anybody to think that I was born poor, just off rip. I started poor. Like, that was the beginning. I don't ever want anyone to think it was anything other than that, because those are the facts. And I've also, as a result of natural disasters, got hit with 2 Category 5 hurricanes back to back, and really crashed my business and a lot of what I had going on, and made me effectively homeless. So I've been there, and I totally get it. I just don't think that most people are there, right? That's not why people aren't super chatting. They're not super chatting because they're selfish and they're not good people. Some of you are not super chatting because you're members. I totally respect that. It makes perfect sense. Some of you are not super chatting because you often super chat. And then most people is just because they're not a good person. And that's why I always make the distinction, because I truly believe that there are people who are saints, and it's not based on race. It's not based on religion. There's people who are good people on the earth. And those are the people that make the good things that we're experiencing in the world possible. Those are the people who sustain that. And there's some people that every time they super chat, it's literally $1. And I respect that they're just standing up to be counted or showing appreciation. And there's some people, they've been members for 5 years and they got in really early and stuck with it. And I appreciate that. Bro said, glad you're back on top, Saint. Listen, man, even when I don't appear to be on top, man, I'm still on top because I'm masterminding, you hear me? And I'm always going to get it in. But here's the most important thing I want everybody to know. It's not about money. Life is about happiness. It's about being happy, doing the right thing. If you can understand that and you can teach your lady that, you're in line for some good things. Unfortunately, a lot of women cannot accept the idea that life is about happiness and not material things. And that's going to be a challenge to everyone, including people who actually have money.
And I do. But at some point, like, I don't know if I want to continue doing this every single day of my life.
That's crazy.
Like, always checking in with someone.
Thought energy, thought energy, thought alert, thought alert, thought alert. This broad, and I want you guys to really understand this. This is deep, my boys. She said, I don't know if I want to continue doing this. What is this? The marriage. Okay, cool. Bet. I don't want to continue doing this, the marriage, because I always have to check in with somebody. Oh, wow. Did you not have parents? Shorty grew up with no parents. She act like checking in is a new thing. This is why you can't deal with these slurs. Let me tell you what a slur is. I'm not going to tell you what a slur is. You should probably know by now. But dig this. If you're dealing with a woman who is in the ideal circumstance, which is that she goes from the home of her father, which means she was getting checked up on and she had to check in. And then she goes to the home of her husband, which means that she's getting checked up on and she has to check in. So then there is no break in a patriarch being above her. But when she goes from the home of her father to the home of the slurs, yes, she lives in a slur house, then she is out in the world, getting impaled through every orifice, living in a filthy way, experiencing what the liberal white woman has told her is freedom. Yes? And she gets to experience her lower self. And for those who are not good people, oh, she likes that taste of the gutter. Yes. And when she comes into your house as a husband, she misses it. She yearns from all those random fellas poking her guts. She yearns from those alcohol fueled nights when she would sleep with a stranger. She yearns those times she's out at the bar dancing on the tables for attention, making out with her girlfriend for attention. She yearns for the wildlife. Huh? Come on now. You see, there are those who are saintly. There are those who are wicked, but they've been managed by someone who is saintly, managed by a good man. So it's a limit to the filth that they'll engage in. And then there are those who are wicked and unmanaged. So they're just dealing in all of the dirty things that their wicked instincts drive them to. And your great misfortune would be to mistake one of those women for a saintly woman, for a good person. Yes, she misrepresents herself. She fools you. And now you have her in your home and she's living off of you and she's harboring hateful thoughts toward you because the good and the evil don't mix. They don't mix. So she's harboring evil thoughts toward you, and her evil thoughts are also driving her to do evil. Huh? Come on now. Yes, indeed. Her soul is poisoned because she's had too many cockaronis. Yeah, for breakfast. Hey, would you have cockaroni and cheese? Interesting. What else did you have for breakfast? Jimmy Dean sausages? What'd you have for lunch? More cockaroni? Really? You had cockaroni and cheese? No, it was a cockaroni salad. Oh, okay. Interesting. What'd you have for dinner? More cockaroni? Oh, okay. I think I understand now. Their soul is polluted by the of many men. They are a vessel for many men's seed. It's vile in there. It's a filthy jungle of deceit, demons in there. Yes? And it penetrates them, starting from their nether parts, going through their soul and resting these demons in their convoluted minds and brains. And here she is confused, talking about, I have a good man and a good marriage, but I don't like it. So what she is saying is, I'm in a good marriage with a good man and birds of a feather flock together and I don't match. I'm not welcome here. I'm not happy here because this is a position for a good woman, which I am not. I have a good man, good marriage, which will require a good woman, which I am not. I'm not supposed to be here. Come on now. Come on. Work with me here. Work with me. Shout out to Young Carlos writes, what was the key difference between you and Nick? Very good question. Well, number one, Nick was taller than me as well, but I don't know if he ended taller. I was like, 3 to 4 years his junior. So to me, he was even tall. Maybe Nick was like 6'4". I couldn't call it. Now it's hard to say. So he was definitely taller. I was a good looking kid. I had my hair back then. So like, it was really bad for you boys out. Like, listen, man, you think it's bad now? It was bad for y'all out. Oh my God. It was bad for y'all. But here's the difference is that like Nick, I'm an introvert, but unlike Nick, I really knew how to operate because I had to. You see, I had to be able to leverage other people. I had to be able to build teams and make friends. And I was very well liked. And I also had an inclination early on to help other people. Nick was more so like, yo, get it on your own. You did? Yeah. Nick, and when I say Nick is cold, like people talk about being a P and they say P's are born. Bro definitely had it in him. Like, bro is cold. You hear me? And I really mean that. I mean, like, he just seemed like the kind of guy that his mom could drop dead in front of him and like, he would check her pulse. And if she was not alive, he wouldn't even bother calling 911. He'd be like, she's a lost cause. Why even waste time calling 911? He seemed like the kind of guy wouldn't even go to the funeral, just offer somebody, hey, who cares? Like, bro was cold. Like, I'm not like that. I've developed a little bit, but I wasn't born like that. Like, you just get the feeling like Nick was born like that. He was so deep in it. Major difference. Like, bro was legitimately cold. You hear me? He writes, how did you manage to cultivate the multiple positive relationships in high school? I was just always a warmer person. And I also fundamentally understood that I need other people. And I think that comes from my mother. Like, one thing about my mother, she's not the brightest star in the sky, not the sharpest knife in the drawer. And because of that, my mother doesn't pretend to be a genius. She doesn't pretend to be bright. She is able to do the things she understands, and the things that she doesn't understand, she asks for help. And observing my mother ask for help, then that gave me the inclination to be willing to ask for help and also to help other people. And when you help other people, they tend to like you. And so that was always something that was very core to how I operate. I think that was a big difference. Nick was not into helping anybody, and even when he put us on, we eventually had to work with somebody else because, like, low key, he wasn't giving us the best prices on the QP. You dig? So we had to work with somebody else eventually. But it's like Nick didn't have any love for anybody except Nick. And I don't hate him for that, but that's just really who he was. And you have to be able to understand people. Like, for example, if you ever met somebody like Nick, especially if you're a female, you would not be able to comprehend how cold he actually is. You would think that he's pretending. You would think that he's just acting like that. You'd be like, lighten up. No, that's him 24/7. There's no lighten up. That's actually who he is. Like, Nick seemed like the kind of cat that would go on a roller coaster and just like not even react to it. You feel me? But he never go on a roller coaster because that would take him too far outside of who he is. He would never get on a roller coaster. I would also never get on a roller coaster. But it's just like he's a cold person. And abroad would always think like, no, like, he's going to act like that with y'all, but he's going to be different with me. Like, no, but he's really like that. And when you encounter someone, you really need to try to understand who they are, accept it, and recognize that that's mostly a fixed thing. That's mostly not going to change. Like, if you told me that Nick was a loving father, a monogamous loving father in a happy marriage, working a middle-class job, I couldn't believe that. I wouldn't believe that at all. That's not a believable story. That's not a possibility. I can only imagine that bro is like laying low somewhere with a bunch of money, and he's hustling, working his plan, got him a couple little broads that he doesn't really care about, and he's just living like a boss, or he's in a jail cell, or he's dead. But you could never convince me that he's like living middle class and just like playing the Uncle Sam's game. Like, nah, I don't believe that. But I just want to let you guys know that there are some people out there that you would not believe exist in real life, and they do exist. I can't tell you how many times like you see, like I grew up with people like Nick, right? Or Crazy Rob. And you'll see other people interact with a Crazy Rob, or they'll interact with Nick, and they're trying to like get them to stop being them. Like they're trying to get Crazy Rob to stop being a gangster. Like they could soften them up. And I'm just like, no, that's not going to work. Like that's who bro is. And they're kind of thinking like, oh, well, he's friends with you, so maybe he has a little bit of you in him. Yeah, maybe, but not the parts of me that you're looking for. And I got a little bit of them in me. And it's like, they're not going to be anything different than what they are. And that's where a lot of people suffer in life, is that you're expecting something to not be what it is. Like, if you can accept what is, you're going to get on in life really, really well. But remember, it goes back to what I said earlier, the truth. Be honest, deal in the truth. Life will be so much easier. Exactly. See, there you go. Baby right here said, I got to see the day you do go on a roller coaster. LOL. That's exactly what I'm trying to articulate right here, which is like the women, they're looking at a guy like Nick, like, no, you're acting like that. Like, you know, or they're dealing with a guy like Crazy Rob, like, oh yeah, you're a tough guy, but I know you like to smile. And it's like, no, not really. And it's like, they think that there's something else there, or there's something that they can relate to, but there's not. And they think that something's going to change, but it's not. Like, I remember I kind of had a conversation similar to this. I'd said, like, I wouldn't go on a roller coaster with my kids. One, I wouldn't recommend my kid. I don't have any kids, just so I don't have any kids. But if I did, I wouldn't recommend that they go on a roller coaster. But if their mom want to go, cool. I'm not going to stop you. But I wouldn't go on it with them. They was like, well, why is that? I don't see the purpose. I don't see the purpose. In my mind, it doesn't make sense. Like, you're going on a ride to scare yourself. Like, I think that's weird. And if I wanted to be scared, like, I'll go take leverage positions. I'll go, take a short position against Apple. You hear me? Or I'll go like do something like that because that's scary. But I'm not going to go on a roller coaster. That's so strange. Or I go into an open war zone in South Sudan or in Yemen. Like, I'm not going to go on a roller coaster. That's weird. So it's just not in me, and I'm not going to be persuaded. And people have trouble with personalities like mine, like Nick's, like Crazy Rob's, because they think that there is a way to compromise, or there's a way to appeal, or there's a way to make us change or come to a middle ground or be reasonable. And there's not. And that's what I told you guys before. There's personalities like Mother Teresa, Al Capone, Adolf. When you encounter that personality, when you understand what's most important to that person, don't ever cross it, because they're not going to forgive you. They're not going to change their mind. They're not going to give you any ground. Those are very serious people. There's not a lot of those people in the human population, because there are very few personalities like that. When you encounter one, it's kind of hard to accept that that's what you're dealing with. So, like, for example, I've heard this a couple, like, there's often maybe women around when I'm doing my live sessions, whether you guys are aware of it or not. And a woman I might get off of a live session. She'd be like, Marquett, like, you would take care of your kids. And I was like, if the woman's misbehaving, absolutely not. If the woman does not want to behave and stay on program, she's done, and she could take the kids with her. Unless it's like a son and I want the son for whatever reason. But that would probably suggest that I know the kid. Maybe like the woman was with me for like 10 years or something, and I like the kid and she wants to leave after 10 years. And I'm like, all right, you leave, I'll keep this. But 9 out of 9, I'm gonna be like, yo, get out of here and take the kids with you. And like, don't ever call, don't text, don't email, don't show up, don't ask for anything. Like, just pretend I don't exist. Probably change your names too. I don't want to be associated, and don't even mention me. Somebody's like, hey, who's your dad? Like, it's not me. Say the Holy Father. That's your father, but it's not me. And Shorty's over here like, no, you're going to love your kids. When they come out, they're going to be so cute. They're going to look just like you. And you're going to want to be a dad. I was like, see, you weren't listening, love. You weren't listening. And you think I'm playing, but when I tell you I'm a serious man, like, I mean, I am life or death, a serious person. And when I'm joking with you guys, I joke as a tactic to lighten things up, because I know by nature I'm so serious. I'm such a serious person. I'm actually monotone. Like, the way you guys hear all this inflection, I had to learn how to do that. I'm not a person that's like, this is not my voice pattern. My voice pattern is to talk like this, to be very monotone, because I don't find any logical reason that I need to not be monotone, because I would think that if you have significant intelligence, you can assess when my emotions would change based on the most appropriate logical human reaction. But human beings are not logical, and many of them are not intelligent. So as a result, I can't talk like this, because people can't perceive when I'm serious about something or when I'm joking or teasing. So as a result, I try to talk with more life in my voice and give more animation to make other people more comfortable and better communicate with human beings, which is to say that I understand you all better than you understand yourself. This is my natural way of talking, more so like this. but I change it so that you guys can rock with me. You can roll with me. That's why I'm the master communicator. By the way, get the master communicator course. Exactly. Thank you. You guys were right on time. Boom. Master communicator course. I understand people and I understand how to influence people, but this is not my natural way of dressing or natural way of speaking. If it was up to me, I would just wear the robes of a holy man and I would speak in a monotone, and I probably wouldn't deal with most people, but I have some missions to achieve in the meantime. But anyways, I say all that to say this. The broad was trying to tell me that I'm going to do something different than what I said I was going to do, which lets me know, like, I got to stay away from broads like this, because this is the kind of broad that's going to make me show her. And one thing I have challenges with is, like, if you violate and I say I'm going to demonstrate, I have to demonstrate. I have to. And I would just hate to be in a situation where she makes me show her something that I don't want to show her. I would hate to be in that situation. So I got to stay away from people like that. I even had a homie I grew up with my whole life. He's seen me do all kinds of terrible things. And I've told this story many times because honestly, it hurts me. It hurts me that I had to do this. And it also hurts me that he didn't respect enough. Like, he didn't respect me enough to take my word for it, even though he's seen what I will do. I will tell you guys, there's a kid I grew up with in Section 8 housing. I knew him since I was so young that I don't remember meeting. That's how long we knew each other. We grew up together like brothers in Section 8 housing our whole lives. And when I was about 15, 16, long story short, there was a situation. I told him, hey, I'm not going to do X, Y, and Z. So if you need X, Y, and Z to happen, like, I ain't going to be a part of this play. He was like, no, it's all good. We do it that way. I was like, cool. So we run the play. Then he asked me to do X, Y, and Z. And I was like, bro, I already told you I'm not going to do that. Then he asked me again. I just couldn't handle it. I stabbed my friend that I grew up with, because it's like the only way he would understand that, like, bro, I'm not about to change my mind. Like, there's no compromise. Some people don't compromise with you. And if you cannot understand that, you will always struggle and fail in life. Some people don't compromise with you. Some people don't play games with you. That's why, like, all of this, like, internet stuff and like the yapping and the threats, I take all threats seriously, because I've been stabbed before. I don't know about you guys. I've been jumped before. I've been stabbed before. People try to kill me. Like, I take threats seriously, because I grew up around serious people who will really do it to you. You feel me? Like, you guys are around weirdos. They say stupid shit. I'll kill you. Like, I grew up around people who will really kill you. And most of them ain't going to say, I will kill you. They'll just kill you. So I take it all 100% serious. That's why I'm a serious person. I've been in serious situations. I know the full gambit of what can happen in human life. Like, some of y'all never seen things I've seen, so you don't think it'll happen in real life. Like, I know it'll happen. You hear me? One of the young boys, I still like this young boy. He might even be watching right now. Shout out to the young boy if he's watching right now, because I personally like this young boy. I don't like how he was moving in some cases. I think, like, he really needs to study the ism and live by it. But I like the young boy. Young boy told me this. He said, he had told me on a couple occasions, he says, Marquett, I know I'm a killer. He says, and I'm just waiting to catch a body. I feel like I'm a serial killer. I'm just waiting to catch a body. Then there's some time I was in person with a young man. And I'm not going to go into too many details because I don't want to identify him, because I don't want to disrespect a young boy. It's not necessary. But he says, in person, he says, I've told a lot of people that I know I'm a killer on the inside, that, I want to catch a body. He's like, but I could tell that, like, it doesn't scare you. Like, why doesn't that, like, you're like comfortable with it? Like, why doesn't that scare you? I said, because you're talking about catching a body. I grew up with people that I know have caught bodies, like verified killers. You're talking about catching a body. I didn't say this because I don't want to encourage anyone to go down the wrong path in life, but, like, I'm like, then go get you one. You want one? Go get you one then. Like, you keep talking about it, go get you one. Because I grew up around a lot of people who talk about they'll do this. We call it huffing. You heard me? They talk about they gonna go do this. They didn't sold that. They robbed this person. Like, they did none of that. I grew up around people who really caught bodies. So you talking about catching a body don't feel like nothing compared to me living and growing up and being friends with people who caught real bodies. So what's your words don't mean nothing to me. That's why it don't affect me, because it don't scare me. Your words don't mean nothing. You ain't caught nobodies. So it's like you just another talking. You know how many talk? A lot. So that's why. Because I don't take that seriously. Because you could just go get you a body and we ain't even got to talk about it at that point. That's why. But which I don't recommend, mind you, to the young boy and to everybody watch. I don't recommend. There's no money in catching bodies, frankly. There's no money in it. There's no money. I don't recommend that at all. Shout out to the boy right here. He says, shout out from Long Beach. You know, it's crazy, that story where I had to stab the homie. That was in Long Beach. I stabbed him in Long Beach. That's the funny part. It's ironic. It's not funny, but it's ironic, isn't it? Yeah. But anyways, yeah, you know, play by the rules. I highly recommend playing by the rules. I don't recommend crime at all. Like crime I never wanted to be a criminal. That was never my goal in life. Anyways, shout out to, shout out to Love of Kemet. He writes, my guy's hilarious. Greetings from London. Great to catch you on a live Piece of the Saints. Yes, indeed. I also acknowledge William. He writes, wow, that explains so much. R.I.P. Dad. But I never had any wise elders for any good advice or direction at all. LOL. Thanks, man. You are advanced. I appreciate that. No, honestly, I am advanced. I didn't live the life of like 10 men, and I things had to be different for me, because if I told you the real stories of how I grew up, most of it doesn't even sound realistic. It doesn't even sound realistic. Like when I say it out loud, it sounds like a lie, but it's all factual. Like my big homie who's now dead, the homie Kevin, I was in the 3rd grade in the club. Y'all talk about going to the strip clubs, and I was in the 3rd grade in the club, bro, in real life. I was raised on like wild stuff like that. So it's like, of course, man, you're not going to be scared of anything when like you're a young boy. Like, listen, man, I was already put through the paces, man. Like I can't be scared of anything. Like when I was a young boy, that got all ripped out of me. I didn't have a chance, an opportunity to be a coward. It was not acceptable. Shout out to Nikki supporting the work. I appreciate it. Shout out to the Lacings. I think that's the second time she came in. Shout out to Sire, right? Peace of the Saints. I'm in a point of prosperity and happiness currently. That's a beautiful thing, man. Dive in and stretch it out. You dig? Enjoy that and talk about it, brag about it, enjoy it. And that's why I tell people, man, life is not always like that. Life is not always this beautiful. Life is not always this peaceful. You don't always have your good friends around you. You don't always have your loved ones around you, man. Enjoy it while it's going on. And part of the reason I have that mentality is because, again, I grew up in such unfortunate circumstances. If there's a good moment, man, we got to really stretch it out and dive in it, because life is not always like that. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. My life is consistently good on a regular basis, but I know what's possible. And so I appreciate it, man. I'm happy every day. I encourage you to dive in. I'm happy to hear this good news you shared. Gentleman writes, I hope this is the same with you. Saying it is. I'm very pleased right now. The homie is over here. We've been getting in good work, good exercise. We're putting out the project, the Burton Plantation together, which is a show, a series that we think you guys are going to love. So to be able to do something that people dream of, and I was able to self-finance it. So I was able to pay for all the actors and actresses and pay for the travel and, you know, whatever equipment and stuff we needed, and pay to cater them to eat and all this stuff, and to be able to bless a lot of people. And some of the folks really needed the money. And so to be able to bless people and to be able to do something on my own as a man, I didn't need a studio behind me. I didn't need a bunch of people or anything like that. That feels great. And of course, we're going to need you guys to actually watch it and like it and share it so that we can continue the project. I anticipate I'll have to sink a lot more money, but hopefully we'll turn it in the right direction, because I think it'll be a very important social commentary and very entertaining. But yes, I'm having a great time with life. Thank you for asking. He writes, I ask myself as a 21-year-old man, quote, would I be here if I had a good woman? I find the answer to be yes, maybe further, until she turns on me. It'd be like that, bro. It's all about management and fluidity, especially as a man. You see, let me tell you guys a super funny story. Super funny story. Excuse me. Maybe it's just funny to me, but if y'all are winning, it'll be funny to you too. So this chick hits me up, right? Chick I used to deal with. Nice young lady. She's a nice young lady. At least I think she's still a nice young lady. I think. I'm not sure. People be changing up. I think she's a nice young lady. Right. DS says, I remember that story. He thought you was playing, had to show him. And it's sad that it got to be like that too. The funny thing too is like we got cool after that because I think he had to just respect it. Like, yeah, bro, like I kind of earned that. You told me off rip what it was. So, but anyways, so I was dealing with this chick. As far as I know, she's mostly a nice young lady. Very productive, very helpful. And eventually she was like, women are never satisfied, and they often delude themselves into thinking that there's something better for them, even when there's not. So what happens when you're actually a boss, if you're really messing with this ism and you're living at a high level, you're a real boss out here, there's nothing better out there. You hear me? But they got to check. But here's the tough part. Like they think that they're going to go check. You hear me? They're going to stop dealing with you. They're going to go check, see if the grass is really greener. Then they're going to double back. They don't plan on doubling back because they think that the grass is greener. And then they realize, oh, goddamn, the grass is not greener. Not at all. Let me see if I could go get back. Then they try to slide back. But if you're anything like me, you're like, no, baby, that was a one-way street. That was a one-way street. Ain't no do-overs. Ain't no do-overs. Now you don't come back over here. So, I'm snowman shoulder on these chicks. You dig? Yeah, talk about cold shoulder. It's snowman style. Not to say that we're enemies. It's just that I can't mess with you like that. You dig? Like once you go out, you got to stay out in the cold. So I'm messing with a chick for a good amount of time because I'm a consistent person. I'm an easy. It might not seem that way, but I'm an easy to deal with man. I'm an easy to deal with man. You hear me? Easy to deal with. So it's really if a woman gets like wild ideas that there's something better out there for whatever reason. And also, I'm not going to play games with anybody, male or female. You hear me? I'm not going to take disrespect, and I'm also going to run the program. So, for whatever reason, a chick might decide to jump ship, and that's cool. Like I build that in. Like get the big game conference. You hear me? That got to be built in. Big game conference. You're going to be real gamed up. But anyway, Shorty decided that she wanted to go see if that grass is greener. So she went to go take a look at it. She came back, and she was like, "Oh yeah, like the grass is not greener." I was like, "Yeah, I know." She's like, "Okay, well, I want to get back." Oh, no. Go back over there where you was at. I don't know where you was at. Go back over there. No. You don't need to explain nothing to me, baby. You don't need to explain nothing. And then once she could not accept the fact that there was no do-overs, what do? They start barraging you with communications. You hear me? They call and they text and they email and they WhatsApp and they Instagram DM and the whole nine. And I don't really block people like that because it's just not necessary. You feel me? I'm not even into that. But at the point in which you start doing things like that, I got to block you. But before I blocked her, she said a couple things that I thought were interesting. So the first thing Shorty said to me, because she had called me, I didn't answer. Of course, I'm not going to answer. I generally don't answer the phone. In general, I don't answer. But she had called me and I didn't answer. Then she texted me and I didn't reply. And then she kept up with us. I had to block her. Then she sends an email. She said this, which was just, I hate to admit it, but I damn near fell out laughing. I hate to admit, because I hate to laugh at the expense of people who might be good people. Sometimes people are struggling emotionally or psychologically or what have you. And there's no goodness in laughing at them, right? But I just had to laugh at this. Shorty sent me an email. I damn near want to pull it up because I want to get it right. But she sent me an email and said something to the effect of, hey, I know you're not happy right now or things are not going well for you, because if they were, you would like answer my calls or you'd respond to me and like something to that effect. And she was like, I know like things are not better for you. And I just had to bust out laughing. Like, are you crazy? Like, Shorty, stop it. Like, when people are happy, they don't need anything. When people are happy, like when I'm happy, like I don't have nothing to say to anybody. I'm happy. I don't have nothing to say. I don't need anything. I don't need to go anywhere. I don't need to do anything. Like I'm happy. I'm pleased. It's self-contained. When people are unhappy, they have need, right? They need someone to talk to. They need some money. They need fill in the blank with something. And the fact is, she was obviously projecting but also she was just woefully deluded. And it's like she was having like a psychological break because she realized that she can't get back in. And there's some things I want you guys to understand. This is really important. Some things are very unique, and you have to respect the uniqueness and the unique opportunity that you get. Here's an example. If you're within the assassin for any amount of time, you're immediately going to realize, wow, like this organization, like there's nothing like it. You can't duplicate this. Like, for example, if you were working at Facebook, and I've had one chick that worked at Facebook, she's a cool little piece. She's a freak for sure. She's also a smoker. She's the only weed smoker I ever messed with my entire life. She was an actual smoker, but she only would smoke before bed. She said she needed to get to sleep, whatever. She was a super freak though. She was bad too. And she was papered up in a real way. But anyways, she worked at Facebook, right? High up, making good money. Now, if she's like, she looks around Facebook, she's like, you know what? This is good, but it's not good enough. I quit. And then she leaves out, or Facebook fires her. She can then go work at Apple. She can go work at Tesla. There's other parallels to it. But if you're within the assassin, you're dealing in a group of people who are elite men, elite women, or people who are striving to be elite in the areas of health, wealth, relationships. If you leave out of the assassin, or you get kicked out of the assassin, there's nothing else. There's no other assassin. There's nothing else like it. So you're going to be out in the cold, and the actual trajectory of your whole life has now changed because you cannot duplicate this structure that provides community. It provides support. It provides guidance. It provides happiness and joy, a social outlet, all of these different things that are so helpful, and they're all within one group. And it's not there to use you. It's there to nourish you. There's nothing else like that. Similarly with this young lady, when she's like sending all these like texts, phone calls, emails, and then she sent like this last Hail Mary email, and she's saying like, you're not happy without me. It's like, sis, like you're so completely deluded, because when you were removed from my life didn't change at all. It did not miss a beat at all. It was in fact completely the same. And to be honest with you, with all due respect to her, a nice young lady, like I have nothing bad to say about her. She's a great woman. Honestly, if any one of you gentlemen were dating her and you brought her to me or brought her profile to me and you said, hey, Marquett, should I marry this woman? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. She's a great woman. But frankly, I upgraded after her. You know what I'm saying? I switched in a younger ting. I switched in a sexy ting. You heard me? I'm upgrading now here. I switched in a more productive ting. So it's like, baby, like, no, really, you just got out the way so that I could upgrade. And I wasn't even trying to upgrade because I'm not a ruthless person in that way. Like I'm all about loyalty. You dig? Health, wealth, relationships. Relationships are critical. Like if you rock with me, and I've been rocking with a chick for years on end, at some point we all gonna get older, right? Even though men age better than women, like for sure. So you better get you a younger woman, like 9 out of 9. But if you rock with me, if you're a woman and you're say my age or you're closer to my age, if you've been trill, we dying together. I don't care if another woman is younger, better looking, her throat deep. I don't care. We're dying together. Me and you. I'm not gonna let you go. I'm gonna hold on to you because I'm all about loyalty. I'm a real one. So you could count on me. You heard me? I'm 100. You could count on that. But if you jump, you didn't open up a spot, and I'm gonna replace you with something better because my life does this. My life does that. My life does not do this. It damn sure don't do this. My life does this. So you gotta know if everything's getting better, the car's getting better, the house is getting better, the travel's getting better. Why wouldn't the women, like, why would you think you walk away and I fell off all this? I'm like, shorty, you's a nut. You know damn well that didn't happen. But you're projecting, you're like wishing that happened because you know the only way you'd have a chance at getting back is if I needed you. And I would only need you if I couldn't get somebody as good or better. But that's not the case. So you feel what I'm saying? She's suffering from hope. You hear me? Yes, indeed. And I feel bad for her, baby. I'm gonna tell you why. Because her whole life is ruined. It's ruined. Even my mom said it, which is crazy. I was like, damn, mom is throwing slick shots at shorty. Her whole life is ruined because if you find a guy who's as smart as I am, he's a nerd. You hear me? Like, you got a collection of traits that are very, very rarely combined together. If he's as smart as I am, bro is an actual nerd. He doesn't have the social skills. You hear me? He damn sure ain't got the swag. If you find a guy who got the swag and got the money, he's not going to be as good of a protector because he ain't got the heart of a lion. You dig? Yeah, you know one thing about me, shorty, is I'm going to go all the way out. He could be a giant among men. I'm going to go all the way out, and I ain't going to be scared at all ever for half a second. I'm going to do the most every time. So you're not going to find the same characteristics. So you're about to catch a L. And if you like black guys, which is she dates black men, right? Your pool of finding what I am is so much smaller because be lying, broke, and petty. So it's like, baby, you took a L. Like when you found me, yo, I captured lightning in a bottle. There will never be this again for you, baby. So it's all over for you. You dig? It's a beautiful thing to be in my position. I actually feel sorry for her, to be honest with you, because I think she's a good person. I feel sorry for her, but I say all of that to say this. Gentlemen, you can tell the same story as long as your life is doing this. If your life is always doing this, you'll be able to tell the story that I just told right now. Because know this. Men, the values that women are seeking, those values are not disappearing with age. Men, what do they say? I want a provider. I want someone who's stable. You get more stable and a better provider with time, right? So if your girl jumps ship, just replace her with a younger, better version. You hear me? It's going to be an upgrade every time. Low key, they doing you a solid, my boy. They doing you a solid. You don't even know it. I don't know why cats they get broke up with or they get dumped and they think, oh man, like they be asking like, Marquett, how do you get over a breakup? I'm like, upgrade. What you mean? It's like, what you're saying to me is this, is like, hey, Marquett, I crashed my Tesla. What do? Go buy a Rolls Royce. You heard me? Go get you a Rolls Royce, bro. If you come to me, Marquett, I crashed my Rolls Royce. What do? Go get you a Bugatti. Marquett, I crashed my Bugatti. How do I recover? Go buy a spaceship. What we doing here, man? Come on, Brody. What we doing here? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Upgrade. They just making room. That's all they doing. Come on, man. Now, for a female, if she come to me and say, hey, had a great guy, and they do something dumb. They've been with the guy 5 years, 6 years, break up with him, right? So say they met the guy in their prime. They're 24. Her prime is really 21. But let's just say she was 24. She met the dude, been with him 5 years, 6 years. Boom. Now she break up with him. Now she's 29, right? She comes and say, hey, Marquett, what do I do next? I'm like, God damn, shorty. Because what you did is now you're 29. So the guy that you can get now is going to be way less impressive because you're 29. The guy who's also 29 is not looking for you. He's looking for a chick who's 24. So you're 29. Now you got to deal with a guy who's like 30, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. And there are guys that age, but here's the kicker. The guy that you want who's that age, he already got his stuff all set up. He might not even have room for you in his stable, shorty. So low key, you really just did yourself dirty. He ain't got room for you in the stable because the guy that you really want who's 35, 40, 45, if he's actually the guy you want, meaning successful, good looking, got his head on straight, good leader, why would he be looking for you? He already is flooded because you got to remember, this is a gym. Everybody pay attention. We accumulate over time, right? Just like when I moved into this house, I bought this house from a wealthy Southern couple who had this land in their family for a long time. They built a nice house a couple years ago, which I purchased from them. And it was filled with so much stuff, a lot of expensive stuff. And as I've been furnishing it, my assistant would be like, whoa, like you need to slow down. Like you don't have to furnish the whole house. It's such a big house. You don't have to furnish it like all at once. She was like, you can't spend money at this rate. And she said something to me that made perfect sense. She says, they're old. She's like, those folks are old. Like they're in their 80s. They took decades to furnish a house this big. You can't just come in here and furnish the whole house in a month or 2 months. That's too expensive. Like you can't do that. And you're going to rush it. You won't get the right pieces, which is to say things accumulate over time. Over their lifetime, they got this golden statue here, this stone lion there, and these ancient swords here, and like all of these things, valuable things, they accumulated over time, right? So what I'm telling you is, for a man, if you're increasing in value, the women around you, they're not going anywhere. They're going to keep messing with you, whether they're dealing with you directly or they're hovering, right? So they're going to accumulate over time. So if a woman is dealing with a guy she just broke up at age 29, dumb, and then she gets with another guy who's like maybe 40 or 45, and he's a guy of value, he's been having women accumulate over time. He's connected to so many women, he probably ain't even got room for you. And the only way he would have room for you if you were like a young, beautiful thing, but you're like 29, shorty. So it's like, act right. Be thankful, act right, and remember, you don't have to just act right today. You got to act right every day till kingdom come, okay? Which is not that hard to do. You heard me? But you got to have that act right. Because you over here complaining about your man, you might complain about your man, not realizing that he's one of the best of men. I'm going to repeat that. You're complaining about your man, not realizing he's one of the best of men. And shout out to the Saints, man, because we got some high quality gentlemen within the Assassin. Like, pause. I was just thinking about Jose earlier today because I was rewatching the footage. Somebody had asked me to share the tickets for Saints weekend, right? Because folks are excited to get their ticket for Saints weekend, which I can't blame them. And so I was rewatching the recap footage from Saints weekend. I enjoy these things, you know, when I'm not doing content. Like, sometimes I'm just reflecting on how much we've achieved together, this movement. So I was watching the recap of Saints weekend, and then I saw Jose came on camera, and it was referenced that he had won the billiards tournament. I was kind of like, oh, that's funny, because he was also quarterback at the big game conference and they won. And I was like, oh, bro is stacking up W's, like, but real low key. And it's the consistency of a man. Like, winners win. You heard me? Winners win. And so that's the kind of man a woman should want. A guy like Jose. The ball's a winner. You heard me? You be doubting him. I was doubting, bro, but bro is a winner. It's consistent with the ball. So there's not a lot of guys like that. So a broad will be with Jose, and eventually she'll become almost immune to his charms, and she'll get dulled because maybe they spend too much time together or whatever the case is, or he becomes regular because she's too close. Not realizing, like, baby, like, you're with a guy who's really top shelf and you got too used to him. Now you broke up with him and you went out into the real world and you realize, like, oh, like, the things I'm expecting, y'all can't do. Like, I got numb to the fact that Jose was performing at a winner level in everything he did. And now you see the difference. Now you can appreciate Jose. But it's too late, baby, because it ain't a lot of Jose's now, is it? Huh? May I acknowledge? Shout out to Mr. W writes, he a plumber. That's why he liked the pipe. He a plumber. That's what he liked, the pipe. Yes, indeed. Shout out to the Saint in the Center on Spotify and all places you stream music. Bars. May I acknowledge Rakely Swimming. He writes, women never experience men with real conviction. They're used to simps who lie to them. He writes, they really think all men live in the female reality where men need to be liked and need to fit in. As a man in 2025, walking away is unrivaled power. Peace to the Saints, bruh. The funny thing, too, is when women say that they're the prize, I just know that they're immature. It's just a matter of being immature, because what they don't realize is that, let's not talk in terms of prize. Let's talk in terms of value, right? So if we're talking in terms of value, who's providing value? Once you get into the marriage, the man doesn't usually have an option to be a stay-at-home dad, right? He doesn't get to sit on his butt. He doesn't get to be a stay-at-home husband, which is to say, raise the kids, cook, clean, and then you don't have real pressure on you. You don't have real pressure because your spouse who loves you is your boss. So there's no real pressure. The man basically, upon marriage, becomes a slave because he cannot stop working. He cannot. He has to provide for the child and the wife. So he cannot stop working. He has no options. He's obligated. So he's obligated to offer value. That's what he's submitted to. Whereas the woman is not obligated to offer significant value in a specific way. And she's not dealing under a boss who doesn't fundamentally care about her. His boss at work will fire him. His boss at work doesn't care about him. His boss at work will be merciless. Your husband's your boss, ladies. Your boss cares about you, loves you, will be merciless, will give you options, will give you consideration, will not fire you. Come on now. So that is to say, you have the easy position. He has the difficult position. He's offering more value than you are offering. You're offering most of the values you offer can be replaced. You're offering intercourse. You can pay for that. And think of it this way. So you're offering intercourse. You can pay for that. You're offering cooked food. You can pay for that. You're offering, what else? Childcare services. You can pay for that. Okay. Now, think of it this way. One of the great, I'm not going to get into it. Big game conference. Get the big game conference. If you want some real game, get the big game conference. Anyways, shout out to Ronnie. He writes, peace to the saints. Appreciate this game. Absolutely. Thank you. And you are welcome. TD writes, Marquette, I thoroughly enjoy how you weave lessons with comedy. I must. You're welcome. He writes, I can't help but laugh at some of your jokes. Thank you for the cerebral joy. Peace to the saints. Absolutely. And thank you for being here. It's truly a pleasure to engage with smart people.
Having to consider their feelings, always.
That's crazy.
Always somebody else. You're never.
Imagine being a female complaining about considering people's feelings. I don't think it's actually because she has to consider the feelings of others. I think it's because she's more interested in her own feelings. She's a me monster. She's truly selfish, but it's extraordinary because she's crying about having to do the things that should come naturally to the human female. Wow, that's insanity. These chicks right here, dirtbag. Shout out to Mr. Grant, supporting the work. Appreciate you. But I want you to understand, we don't need to be mad at this woman for existing. She's being herself. And that's why I tell you guys that there are those who are saintly in nature, good people, and there are those who are wicked in nature, not good people. And your goal is just to avoid them and to keep them away from you. You're not going to change them. And there's a percentage of the human population in the triangle of hierarchy that are a certain way. And some things are not meant for you. Just like when people got mad, I said, I don't date women who wear Jordans. They're getting mad. And they're like, I date women who wear Jordans. I was like, somebody got to do it. It's you. I don't do it, but you do. Just like I don't drink energy drinks. I think it's low class. I don't drink soda. I think it's low class, and it's definitely bad for your health. Kevin Samuels does drink energy drinks. Somebody got to do it. It's not for me. It's not meant for me. It's meant for them. Just like not everything is meant for you. Sometimes the good things are meant for you and leave the bad things to the other people, right? Like I don't eat chitlins. Some people do. They think it's good. You hear me? Chitlins smell like sewers and feces. I wouldn't eat it, but there's some people that wouldn't have a holiday without it. Leave that for them. But they're getting mad at me because I say that I'm too good for it. No, like if you like chitlins, enjoy the chitlins, but don't get mad at me for being above it. You hear me? Don't get mad at me. I don't date girls who wear Jordans. You heard me? Yeah, nah. Unless I was a kid, you dig? Like if I was like 16, that's a different story. But I'm a grown man. I'm not dating a grown woman wearing sneakers. It's like Jordan sneakers. Please stop it. Now, will I smash? Hey, bro, I'm a wild boy. You never know. But come on, date you? Please stop it. Grow up. Get a life. Shout out to Nick, writes, Peace of Saints tuition. But it's funny how people who are down bad, they never want to acknowledge that they're down bad. And then the worst thing, they want to be mad at you for being a boss. Like, nah. And that's why you got to remember, bosses should deal with bosses. You heard me? Because anybody who's not a boss, they're going to fundamentally hate you. That's why I say stay away from people who are broke and ugly. Because they can't hate you when you're young, fly, and pretty, man. Yeah, no sirree, Bobby. No sirree.
You're alone. Like, you never have a moment to yourself. You never can do that. And I don't know, like, and there's going to be some bitches out there that say, like, oh, no, you should not. No, like, be fucking weird and not a real.
So first off, she's a lower class female. And a lot of you guys, what you're suffering is that you're dealing with women who are low class. Low class people, male or female, they're going to do stupid things. They're going to make bad decisions. That's why they're in the bottom. They're low class. How do we know she's low class? One, probably because I like that little weird thing on her lip. That's kind of like probably, I wouldn't want to deal with her. Then in addition to that, there's like smoke in her car. So maybe it's she got her a Black and Mild. She got her Philly blunt. I don't know what shorty got, but whatever it is, it's weird. She's wearing a baseball cap. She's sitting in a car doing a live stream, embarrassing her family name. Low class, written all over. So if you're dealing with a chick like that, you're going to get bad outcomes because she's a bad person. I mean, this makes perfect sense, right? It's like saying like liars lie, thieves steal, lower class women do low things. Come on now, work with me here.
Last couple. But I really want girls to know, like, even if it's absolutely worth it, I don't think it is. Even if you found the most perfect man, it's not worth it. It's not, like, it's always going to be best to just, like, be alone. And maybe that's why so many men tell older women they're going to die alone and be so sad. I'm sad with a great man. Like,
what she's telling you guys, and I'm gonna enlarge it so you can see that thing on her lip that's kind of bothering me. Y'all see that thing on the bottom, it's bottom center of her lip. So I do not feel comfortable with that. Like there's probably something going on there.
Maybe it's just like not my personality. And like, I know girls are out there that like dying for like a relationship like mine. Like he takes care of me, but like, I'm sorry, I can't even really barely deal with myself and my own emotions. Imagine somebody that you know for such a short amount of time, because you're never gonna know that man like you think you do, and that's just not in a negative way. Like I just don't think marriage is for me. I'm tired.
How crazy is that? How crazy is it to be 7 years into a marriage talking about, I don't think marriage is for me? Like, word, 7 years in, you couldn't figure that out at the beginning. So here's the curious thing. When you're dealing with someone who is unreasonable or irrational, you need to ask yourself, well, I'm going to deal with this situation right here. She said, I'm just tired. I'm tired. Well, the logical question would be like, well, what are you tired of, sis? And we haven't actually heard her name anything that makes sense. I have a good man. I have a good marriage. What are you tired of? The only thing she's noted are completely normal things. You know, you have to check in on someone or check in with someone, like you're in a relationship, a marriage. Okay. You know, you have to worry about their emotions. If he's a man, how many emotions could he possibly have? I think I only have like 3. I don't know what else to do. Why does she sound like a battered wife?
Imagine living
Doesn't she sound like a battered woman? That's crazy.
fairy tale, and it's nothing like.
Wow.
You imagine it.
She got a Chipotle napkin.
Literal fairy tale, and it's not what you want.
She got a Chipotle napkin, wiping away fake tears.
Even if you think that you want it, even if it's exactly what you dreamed of, it's still just.
That was crazy. And this, ladies and saints, I should say saints, this gentleman, this is why you really got to stay on your pivot. You got to soak this ism up. Listen, you need the big game conference. You do, because you got to, it's a setup. She just set this ball up. She's about to divorce him, take half his stuff, hit him for alimony, and then hit him for child support. This is crazy. She said, what happens when you get the fairy tale that you were seeking and you're still not happy? This is one of those women when you say, why did you divorce your husband? He was too perfect. What? Now, here's the kicker. You got the guy who is too perfect, so I divorced him. The guy who was monogamous and supporting you, good provider, divorced him. He's too boring. He's too perfect. He's too nice. And then he gets done dirty like everybody else. Then you got the other guy. He used to abuse me. He used to beat me. He used to do this and that. He gets divorced too. So what's the difference? What's the guys? What are you doing? If you're trying to please a broad, you're gonna go crazy. It's impossible. It's impossible. You both end up getting divorced, getting your kids taken, getting fleeced for money, and you did the exact opposite of the bad guy. See, you don't win. You don't win, bro. So listen, don't try to be the nice guy. F all that, bro. Get this ism, you heard me, and run your program. I made the big game conference because I wanted you guys to be able to do the following. I wanted you to not be surprised, shocked, or suffer if you end up divorced. And the only way for that to be possible is for you to prepare for divorce way at the beginning, which is to say in the selection phase, you select the right woman. still knowing you can still end up at divorce. And then the whole way through, you're planning and preparing for this unfortunate eventuality, even though it may never happen. But if it does, you're going to be the best prepared. The Big Game Conference takes you through everything that you need to know to get the woman that you want, to be a good leader in that relationship, to have kids under ideal circumstances, to avoid divorce, and if it happens, to deal with it. Pure game. Oh, of course, it talks about approach. It talks about what to say, how to say, what environments, all that. It's 12 hours. Come on now. It's 12 hours. Real game, GAME, you dig? And you guys know it's fully loaded because that's the only conference I've ever done on women. It's fully loaded, pure crack. That's a good point, bro. He says the Bible taught us women can't be happy even in the best place on earth. That's a very good point, my friend. That's a very good point. Mike writes, Peace of the Saints, just purchased the product course. Can't wait to get started on developing the cologne. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Listen, so many have tried. It's not, I will admit to you that the cologne game is not an easy game. But if you can actually get the product to a good level, then you will be in a high profit margin business. And I'd be excited to purchase that from you. And I think a lot of men will. Shout out to Eric. He writes, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Pieces of whoo-wee. Talk about it. That's that deep game. And that goes back to the 3-sentence Bible. Be yourself. Be good to yourself. Be good to good people. Number one, be yourself. You have to understand the self. Boss University, that's what I made. It's a journey inside. How do you become a boss? You need to understand yourself. You need to have value. You need to figure out what are your unique talents. If you feel stuck, how do I get out of a rut? That needs to be a repeatable process because you're going to end up in many ruts in life. How do you decide who gets the truth? There's so many pieces of game that I give you in Boss University. That's my foundational course. And just like the gentleman said, it's really understanding the self is a major starting point. And what I said about women earlier at the beginning of the live stream is that so often they don't know how to fix themselves. They're always talking about, oh, I'm healing. It's like, damn, shorty, you 40 years old, you still healing? Your ass is halfway done with life. You need to figure this out so you can start living. Stop healing, start living. But the problem is that people, unfortunately, don't often find a good teacher and good knowledge. And sometimes they do, and they don't apply it. He said a good pea head to bring her back to reality. In some cases, but unfortunately, most cases it won't. It's really that ism. It's that ism that ism is going to hit harder and deeper than that pea hand. But you got to have the pea hand. It's like a nuclear weapon, right? The pea hand is like a nuclear weapon. You don't really want to use it, but she has to know that it's there and that it can be used. You dig what I'm saying? If they don't know that it's there, they're going to act up. Shout out to Brooklyn. Brooklyn Queen writes, I often have to tell my married friends to snap out of it when they behave like this. She has no solid women in her corner to bring her back to reality. Supporting the work, peace of the saints indeed. That's love. And that's a beautiful type of woman to have as a wife or as a friend, someone who is sane and also wants to do good in the world. And that's why I tell you guys, the Lady Saints is such a great value for you and your lady, because you have a community of women who are going in the right direction toward wifehood, motherhood. And that's where they're oriented. So of course they want to keep you moving down the right path. They're going to reinforce the marriage. They're going to reinforce the family and the values. Izzy writes, I see you got the boxing shorts in the back. Where can I see you fight? Check out my IG. Instagram.com/Marquettdavon, MarquettDavon.